Welcome to 2 Cents Boxing, where the gloves come off and the truth gets thrown. Live Sundays for the review show, Tuesdays for After Dark, and Fridays, Ladies Night. Got a wild clip? Send it in. I'll give you my 2 cents. Hit that subscribe. Let's talk about it.
Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be making up some categories and nominating some folks for the Casual Boxing Awards 2025. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button, and make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as I go throughout the live today. Let me put a 1 in the chat. Let me get a sound check. So we're just gonna have a little fun tonight. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. And I want to introduce everybody to Deuce. I think I'm gonna call her Deuce. Y'all can name my AI virtual co-host. We need a name for her. She did the intro for me when we came in. I'll play it when some more people roll in for those of you that haven't seen it. But we're gonna be doing some different things for the channel next year. You know, try to make it more fun, more interactive, more creative. Give you something different than what you get on all these other dry boxing talk shows. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all be sure to punch that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Man, boxing kind of slow right now, but I've been going around the boxing streets. It's a lot of people talking about this Anthony Joshua accident in Nigeria. And it's just very unfortunate. Like, you know, I did a video about it. At the time I did the video, nobody had confirmed exactly who that was with him. I mean, it was rumors that it was like his trainer or a close friend or something like that. Ringside Ronda. Not ringside Ronda. Let me get a notepad. Let me write that down. Ringside Ronda. I'm gonna write that down. Gap 2 Games. Where my pen at? Ringside Ronda. She sounds like she need to be able to have a little bit more weight on her if we're gonna call her Ronda. She look too skinny to be a Ronda. All right, let me write that down. Ringside Ronda. All right. There go one suggestion. Let me know. Let me know. And her name gonna be Ringside Ronda. But those were apparently like his best friends and trainer and all this other stuff. So, and then they were saying, I heard somebody say he was experiencing some internal bleeding. I don't know how true that is. They said he had minor injuries. I'm not sure if internal bleeding is a minor injury. I don't know if that's a minor injury. That accident looked really bad. Like I seen pictures of the car afterwards. The story I've heard is that they were speeding and they had a blowout and ran into a parked truck. So, and a lot of people saying, you know, the driving in Nigeria is bad. They have a lot of accidents in Nigeria. So I've been hearing people from Nigeria, people that go to Nigeria, people that live in Nigeria. I've seen comments saying this. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And I think his friends died on impact. Well, I heard somebody say they died at the hospital. I'm not sure. But I'm hearing rumors about Anthony Joshua has retired. I mean, I'm sure like getting over your best friends dying instantly, both of them, that's tough. And plus he was, you know, already going towards the end of his career anyway. Y'all know I'm not the biggest Anthony Joshua fan, but you know, I'm a fan of boxing. So of course I watch Anthony Joshua fights and stuff like that. So it's unfortunate. It really, really is unfortunate. I remember how I felt when I seen the Earl Spence car crash. I was damn near in tears. Like, his career is over. Like, he is done. Like, he's never boxing again. Is he even gonna be alive after this? Man, these fighters in these car accidents gotta be careful. Shout out Paige, Ariana, Blaze P for P, Brother UEQ, Big Dog Willie with the $2 in the super chat. He said, salute 2 Cents, the best boxing channel of the year. Shout out Big Dog Willie. Who else we got? Lee Jackson in the building. Flyer Frequency in the building. He say, dang, I see everybody over here. You late, Queen. Where you at? Late. That's a time. That's around the time I'm gonna get started. Come on, Frequent. That's around the time I'm gonna get started. That's the time for everybody to start pulling in, conversating in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Get a little community, get a little chat going. You know how you used to talk. I don't know how many of y'all used to go to church, but I used to go to church. You chit chat, you talk before it gets started. Just walk in church and sit down, then the service just gets started right away. Y'all just come in, punch the like button, say what's up to each other in the chat, and I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm here, ain't I? So for those of you that just pulled up in the chat, this right here is, I call it a deuce for right now, but I'm taking suggestions on what to name my AI co-host for 2026 year coming up. Trying to get a name for her.
Welcome to 2 Cents Boxing, where the gloves come off and the truth gets thrown. Live Sundays for the review show, Tuesdays for After Dark, and Fridays, Ladies Night. Got a wild clip? Send it in. I'll give you my 2 cents. Hit that subscribe. Let's talk about it.
Box Talk Bridget. I don't know about that one, Gap Tooth. I don't know about Box Talk Bridget. Oh, aircraft carrier say name her Penny. That's a good one, aircraft carrier. I'm going to write that one down. That's a good one. That's a good one. So, what fights are y'all looking forward to seeing 2026? Curtis Robinson in the building, Big Supreme in the building. What's going on? Paid in full say her name should be Keisha. Big Supreme say drop the link real quick. All right, let's see. There go the link. Let me write Keisha down. We got Keisha. So what is new on these boxing streets? I mean, somebody said they're looking forward to Junto versus Monster. Look, people are really upset about, they feel like Junto got gifted a win. And I mean, I don't know why people get so upset when things like that happen. Like, it's boxing. Like, people get gifted wins. I don't know why every time something happens in boxing, it's like this big uproar. Like, bruh, he got gifted a win. Let's move on. Some people like, he ain't gonna stand a chance against Monster. And some people like aircraft carriers still want to see the fight. I mean, Junto Nakatani, I feel like he's okay. I never really understood he's okay. He's okay. I mean, he ain't nothing to write home about, but he's a decent fighter. I don't think he's skillful enough to be Monster in a way, though. I need to go watch it, aircraft carrier. I just hear people keep talking about it. See? Curtis Robinson say Nakatani lost the fight. Aircraft carrier for like, so it must have been a close fight. It must have been a close fight. What's up, Tony?
What's going on? I heard you talking about the AJ crash before I clicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just read some really sad news. I don't know how true this is, but allegedly his friend that was in the back seat, the muscular guy, was decapitated in the car wreck.
Damn.
So like, I don't know, man.
Man, I had seen the picture of them both on the ground though. I don't think they were decapitated though. I don't know. It was a quick glance. I wasn't trying to look at it.
Were they like covered, or could you see them?
I could see. I seen one of them clearly. It was like a bunch of blood. He was just laying
Because
on
you
the
know there
ground.
was three. There was another dude. The driver was also in the wreck.
Yeah.
Because they had hired some local dude, according to their reports, and then you had some
Come
friends
on,
in the
mute your Big
passenger
Supreme.
side.
You say what?
I said they had hired a Nigerian driver, and then his friends were in the passenger side that where all the impact was. But I don't know. Like I said, I just literally read it that his friend was decapitated.
Yeah, he gonna be messed. That's a lot. That's a lot to overcome. And I heard he had internal bleeding.
Yeah, that's what scared me too. Because when you seen the video, the short clip of him, he was fucked up. Like you could see the pain he was in.
Yeah, I was like, what
And
minor injuries? He looking like that?
yeah, the only thing with AJ is he's fortunate that he's got as much muscle as he does. Because if he would have been a smaller man, he probably wouldn't have made it either.
Mm-hmm.
But
Damn.
yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. Big Supreme, what's up, man? What you got for the show? What up, Paid in Full?
What's going on, Tucson?
You there, Big Supreme?
Yeah, I'm here. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, everybody, what's up, man?
What's up?
Big
What's
You
up?
know,
Supreme, what's going on,
I got the
man?
McDonald's Wi-Fi, so you gotta bear with me or whatever. But what's up, everybody? What's up,
What's
Tony?
going
What's
on,
up?
my homie?
What's up, Paige?
What's going on, gang?
Yo, it's crazy. The last thing I heard you say was that the dude was beheaded. That's like, I can't imagine being Joshua and then probably looking to the right and seeing like his friend that he just was laughing and joking with, they're having a good time. This dude is beheaded. That's like, there's gonna be a lot of psychological damage with that, you know?
Yeah, and them
No,
just
for
ain't like
real.
normal friends. Them like day ones.
Yeah, that was his day one homies, right? Yeah, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy,
Man,
bro. Like, at
that
least
shit always.
he took minimum physical damage because we know like boxers they need their body to make their money and stuff like that. But damn, no, bro. Like, I don't know.
They
He
say he
might
having
retire,
internal
bro.
bleeding.
Yeah, so we don't know how bad the injury was, but to see someone beheaded, bro, that's
Yeah,
much
that's
worse than what we
crazy.
thought, you know. So that's
I
definitely
don't. To be honest though, bro, I don't. I kind of believe it, bro. Just to look at the wreck of the car, like you can barely even fucking see the front of the car.
And I
I
think it was
believe
like an
it.
18 wheeler, so it could have like slid underneath it.
They had no roof,
Yeah,
right? They ain't had no roof or something like that, right?
no,
Like, they was driving toppers or something like that, right? Or it's like a Wrangler Jeep or something like that.
no, yeah, it was pretty much. Or what? No, yeah, it was a Jeep.
Yeah,
No,
so
no, no. It was what? Damn, what car was that? Uh,
cause I just seen a picture with him and the two
it
dudes
was a
in
Lexus.
a Lexus with no roof, right?
Yep,
Damn.
yep.
Yeah, so where I'm from in the Bronx, right, in 2014, there was this dude, like he was like a bro, you know, he was a scammer, he was getting a lot of money. But there was a dude that he was with that was like they was him to be like a talent scout or something like that. I forgot the kid's name. But they went to a strip club. He was hanging out with this dude who happened to be a scammer. The dude had a BMW convertible, like I think it was like a 6 Series. It was a soft top
Hmm.
that you could take the top down. So they leave the club or whatever. And I guess some dudes that he must have took some money from or something like that. They chased the car down, they shot the car up, they flipped the car. I remember that story vividly because either one of them or both of them got beheaded in that shooting. And like that was like real crazy to me. And I don't even think nobody got caught for that. I think that's like a cold case. So to see someone beheaded and actually survive the wreck, he probably is having like severe depression right now, you know?
Yeah, I believe
That's
it.
real tragic. That's worse than I
Cause
thought it
yeah,
was.
I was fucked up. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people done got. I got into an accident or whatever, and where I'm at in Michigan, bro, it'd be crazy. Like the winters be crazy, and I ended up
Yeah, I can
leaving
imagine.
work like 30 minutes early, just because we had so much bad weather that day. And I'm going
Mhm.
under the underpass, and I see like when the snow or whatever start, you know when you get that gust of snow, it just blows up. It's like a whiteout. And when I get past that, when it open up, I see like already like 40 cars already piled up. I couldn't see him
Damn.
before, so I stopped before I got to the car. I mean, before I got there, but then it was a semi truck from behind me pushed me into the wreck. Bro, I was so damn near. I don't even know how to survive that shit, to be honest, because I ended up messing up my legs behind that shit, bro. Then I got out of the
What happened
car
to your bro?
because the inside of the car started smoking, and I'm
Mm.
thinking the car gonna blow up or some shit, and soon as I open up the door, bro, another semi truck just smashed my door. So just imagine if I would have got out within that second, I would have got pinned between my door and that semi truck. Shit was crazy, bro.
Yeah, bro. So that means that you here for a reason, bro. Because like I had
Yeah.
a situation on Friday. I'm not gonna speak out on the panel, but it made me realize my mortality. And for the new year, I want to be a little bit more humble, a little bit more aware
Mm-hmm.
of my surroundings. You know what I mean, and be more grateful. Because
No, that's
when
for
you
real.
go through multiple situations, from where we come from, the environment or whatever, when you make it to an advanced age, I'm 34, so in my environment, we all know a lot of kids is dying 15, 16, 17. They don't make it to
Oh yeah.
25. So at my age, to still experience certain things that I should be away from, it makes me realize, you know what? I gotta just be grateful. I gotta be gracious and just be more humble and be aware where I'm at, you know?
Yeah.
So for you to survive that, that's crazy. And I'm glad that you're still here, you know?
No, for real, bro. And I respect that, bro. Everything you said, me and you the same age. I literally just had a birthday in December, so damn,
Yeah,
it's
bro, it's
crazy because
crazy,
I
bro.
don't know
'Cause
why I said that, but yeah,
I'm
I
seeing
done
kids
been in plenty of
at 15 years
shootouts and
old.
shit, bro. That's why I was like, bro, I clearly got a reason to be here, bro, because there was so many times where I supposed to been gone, bro, for
And I
real.
know. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna say it, but then I want to switch topics because, like, we heading towards the end of the year. I don't want to just have the segment be real depressing, even though that happened to Joshua and I set the tone. So basically on Friday, a kid that was 15 years old, he got murdered, but he
Mm,
got murdered in front of me though, you know? So this is like wrong place, wrong time. It's not an area I'm from.
mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because the kid that was killed, he happened to be from Connecticut. So now a lot of details hasn't come out like that. But I seen like the Connecticut mayor, you know, he did like a press conference saying that, you know, they want to attack gun violence and make sure the youth is on the right track. So I'm like, damn, so this guy's family moved out of the Bronx and out of the New York City area. He moves to Connecticut, but then he still comes over here for the bullshit. And
Yeah,
I guess I don't know who you blame for that. I don't know if you blame the parents, you blame the community, you blame the media. I don't know. But for this kid to be separated from the environment and come all the way to a housing project, a couple states away, and then to lose his life, it's like it made me realize, like, damn, you know, it's
yeah,
like we gotta really be grateful. We gotta really, really, really be thankful because any day could be our last and stuff like that. So for Joshua to be a multimillionaire and still have to experience something like that is kind of crazy, you know? It's
yeah.
just
No,
like
that's
it just reminds us every day just to be thankful, you know?
no for real, bro. And I'm glad you made it through that situation, bro. Cause shit, life too short, bro. For the it
It
be
is,
so
bro,
much,
because
and it's so careless because these little niggas don't care, bro. They don't care, bro, at
you know
all.
what's so crazy, Pay? This is what I noticed, right? Because a lot of times when we was, you know, at that same age, which is like 20 years ago, a lot of it
Hmm.
was financially motivated. That doesn't excuse the behavior. But for me seeing the whole situation play out, like it was some complete bullshit. Like
Nah, for real.
they were just bored, they had nothing to do. They said, you know what, let's go where the options at. They went and then they played with someone that wasn't playing. And then he didn't know the kid was 15. He just see a bunch of people running up the stairs, mashed up. He had to do what he had to do. It's really, really unfortunate that a kid that young had to lose his life. But what's making a kid that's in Connecticut come to the Bronx to try to shoot somebody? This is what
Right.
I've been mulling over and thinking like, damn, these kids is like really, really, really burnt
They don't
out.
have they don't have no regard for life. Like
They don't.
they don't value life. They don't value their own life. They don't value. Think about it. Like if my first thought is to go kill somebody or shoot somebody, either because I want something or they piss me off. Like there's no regard for life. Like that's your first option.
And you know what's
Hmm.
crazy? I don't want to say too much because you know it's an ongoing case. It just happened, but just the elements is like I don't get it. Now I understand. It's crazy because if we go back to like '93 and we see like the C. Dolores Tuckers of the world that was throwing like Snoop Dogg CDs on the floor, Tupac boycott this. I'm at the age now where I kind of get where they're coming from because it's like, what kind of
now
music
it
we
makes
promoting?
sense, right?
It makes perfect sense, you know. Like, damn, you know what? They really are right. You got people embracing all of the negative stereotypes of society, and then they being champion for it. So now you look at a kid like, because I'm from the Bronx, right? So the Bronx is like a really, really, really bad city, you know. There's much worse cities, but like the type of people in the Bronx and the type of mindset, I can only think of like a Chicago maybe or like a Philadelphia or Detroit. Like these kids don't have no kind of ambition. Like just the other day, like I said, that happened to me. And then I went to go check my homie and his little homies, 12 years old, 13 years old, they all black, masked up. I'm like, what are you going to go do, bro? You don't want to play basketball. You don't want to go talk to a girl. You don't want to go do anything. Like you just want to go check the ops and do something. That's where it's like, all right, there's no motive at all. You don't want no money. You don't want no girls. You don't want nothing out of your life. You just want to go slide on the ops. That doesn't make no sense, bro. Because just like you want to go do that, these dudes is on defense. Yeah. So you run across an older dude that don't know you 15, that been through some stuff, and now he like, you're not gonna take me from my family, and now he take you away. It's just an unfortunate cycle. It's like, I don't know why these kids don't. I don't know, because like K-Flock, for example, he just got 30 years.
They've made murdering people cool. Like they little
sociopaths.
Cool. They're sociopaths because think about it. Think about it. I don't care what kind of music I was listening to growing up. I would never think murdering somebody is cool. Like and that shit don't make
sense. When you listen to like a Scarface, even a Tupac, even a Biggie, even a Snoop Dogg, you hear like the regret in the music. Like, all right, I had to do what I had to do to provide for my family or make it out, but there's a sense of regret. There's a sense of survivor's guilt. Like, you could tell this is an artist that's really trying to paint a picture of the ghetto or whatever. These kids is like, there's no kind of nothing. It's just straight sociopathy. So now, K-Flock, he just got 30 years. This dude is like, I don't even think he's 20 yet. Mind you, I could say it like K-Flock came through my neighborhood one time, shot at a couple of the little homies that I know, you know? I guess he must have got caught up for that. But the whole point is, you're only 19 years old. You got a record deal for $500,000, $750,000, and you're still trying to go kill people, bro. You're supposed to be in Miami somewhere. You're supposed to buy your family a crib, move out the city. Like you're just investing in the gang warfare. This is the reason why he got hit with RICO charge. Because you're 18 years old, you got the money, you give it to your big homie, you give it to the little bros, you buying guns, you buying cars. This is what you do with your money, bro? This is why you got 30 years. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's crazy. Why not be Jay-Z? Invest your little drug money, get a record company, go platinum a bunch of times, and now you're a billionaire. Your wife's a billionaire. Blue Ivy's getting Grammy Awards. Like, this is what we wanted. Like, not to go backwards. But that's my
that ain't that easy. But I'm gonna let Mr. Greg go. But you had a good point, Supreme, when you was like, you know how they was like kind of boycotting the music back in the day, because that's the same way I feel about letting these niggas get their ears pierced in the 80s. Yeah, they should have never let that start.
You funny as hell, because I got my ears pierced and they on my helmet. It was on my arm. They was like, yo, bro, you gonna get your ears pierced? I said, yeah, you know, they got the jokes and stuff like that. But that's funny that you said that.
No, I think that's funny. Real. Mr. Greg, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I just got here, but the conversation I've had many, many times before. It's a conditioning that didn't just start with this generation, but it grew each generation. I came up, as you know, I'm older than you are, but I came up where guys who was in the streets and doing the kinds of things still had a different kind of code, where the younger guys like myself was told to get away from around here. Get your ass, excuse my for cussing, in school. You know, you don't supposed to be here.
It's 2 cents after dark, Mr. Greg.
Yeah, but you know, I try not to cuss them. But over the next couple of generations, this same kind of mindset continued to be promoted and further glamorized. So you went from when the music of the 70s, late 70s, when rap first came into being, and it was more revolutionary. It was more telling stories about how life really is. And then that shifted because it was awakening people for a moment, making them think about, okay, let me go to college. And then you saw television shows like The Cosby Show and things of that nature. But then that negative element started creeping in, that you're not real if you can articulate, if you're going to school, if you're not thinking about being in the streets, if you're thinking about actually doing something positive, that's not being real. You're trying to be like them, et cetera, et cetera. Each generation started getting more and more conditioned to, like, it was always sort of put out there that you was a real nigga if you was out in the street, even in the 60s. But each generation, it became more and more pronounced. Now they glamorized it. They made it look cool. You had all of the elements. It's not just the movies. It was just not just the music. It was a whole package. You gotta have the look. You gotta talk the talk. You have to be about all of this. You got to be on go. You got to be on 10. Definitely, if you got you a gun, you cool now. You like that. You a different kind of. And so each generation, especially when they started getting, some money, either it was out in the street or it was through the music business in some case, way, shape, or form, decided for some reason, or was told for some reason, that you still got to stay with the street. Don't take this money and try to elevate. Stay here, feed the hood, bring the little homies up, make sure they strapped up when you need something done. So that mindset continued to grow into now what we have. And then we had things like the crack babies. Crack babies is what changed a lot as well, because they grew up and then they had babies. These young boys that we're talking about, that we're viewing, and I got nephews similar to that, don't care because they've been desensitized. Shooting and running up on your ops and all those kinds of things is told to them every day through the things that they look at, YouTube, the music, the videos, when they can still find them. So they're now desensitized to all of this. See, it's very few of them still will walk all the way up on you, look you in your eye, and take your life. The vast majority of them are still across the street in a car, just shooting into crowds.
Mr. Greg, that's crazy, man. Like, there's a lot of cross the street shooters, bro, and that's why all the innocent feelings begin hit.
And hold on, y'all. Let me get this super chat. Shout out to D1 with the $2 in a super chat. He says AJ may never be the same. Shout out D1.
And so they don't have to feel who it is that life. But you had some, especially during the 80s, where they had a whole bunch of teenage killers who would walk up on you at the bequest of someone else and put you down. I knew some of them as well. I've had conversations, talks. I was part of a group that was trying to pull young men away from the elements and the dangers that are out there. But what was happening every week when we would have meetings, somebody was on a run, somebody had got killed, somebody just didn't show up, somebody was locked up. And even the conversations that we would have, they didn't understand certain things. They wanted to know, what kind of gun did you have when you was there? How many women you was laying up with? What kind of money you was getting? Was you at the club? Was you wearing gaiters? Like that, et cetera, et cetera. All of those things have been glamorized to them. That's all they see. It's exciting to them. Some of them wake up, can't wait to go out here and get into something. And that's all over the country in mostly urban areas. So when you talk about Dolores Tucker and some of the others who were against the lyrics and so forth of rap music, yeah, I even knew then they was 100% right. But the way they got attacked is that you was against Black youth. You weren't with it. You too old to understand. They did understand. They understand a lot more than we even did, because they had to also deal with imagery and how we were seen by the world and how it affected how other people saw us as well. So they understood how damaging the imaging was. But young people who were finding their way, who were disillusioned by some of the stuff that they saw older adults doing, your preachers out here with young boys in a hotel room, the businessman stealing the money, all of those kinds of things they started seeing. They were like, well, why should I try to be this way when y'all not being the way y'all saying y'all supposed to be? Y'all are being phony. So a lot of that stuff also affected them as well. I talked about some of the young dudes that I have to deal with. My brother, my youngest brother, got put down a few years ago. And the first thing that my mother said is, I don't want nothing to happen to the person who did it. And she said it to me because she probably suspected something would have happened. But I was tasked then, because I have a lot of nephews, shutting them down because, emotions ran high. They was ready to go out for blood. I had to go out, and I got a lot of them. So I got to take them from 10 all the way back down to 0. I popped the trunk of one of the cars, and they had an arsenal ready to go where the person, and he was an older guy, but nevertheless, that's the mindset that they have. As soon as something goes wrong, they ready to slide, they ready to ride, or whatever's coming at that time. Yep. But you have to stop them, and it's very difficult to do it, particularly if you've probably been in a similar situation your own self, but now you are older, wiser, and you got to convey that to them. And the only reason why they will listen if they have enough respect for you and that you're consistent, that you're around. See, a lot of times you got even good guys who want to help young guys, but you got to be around them a lot, all the time. And sometimes you're not able to do that. You got to get them when they 9 and 10 now. It used to be you could get to them when they were teenagers, but you got to get to them even earlier, and they can't be anything in the way, be it their mother, because sometimes the mothers, again, this is not an attack, but sometimes the mothers, particularly with the males, they either baby them, coddle them, or treat them like they're their boyfriends. And so if there's a man trying to give them correction, the mother's going to get in the way, because we know as men that we have to deal with each other, and particularly with your sons or younger men when they out of pocket, firm. And sometimes it comes across to maybe the mom or another woman who's the mother of that child as being too harsh. So they race to protect them instead of letting them be corrected. And that happens around the country.
Yep.
Like I said, I try to do this a lot with my nephews because I don't have children. I got a whole bunch of nephews and nieces. So, Lord, I feel like I got a whole bunch.
Hey, 2 cents. Can I say something real quick?
Hold on, I gotta get paid in here. Paid, what you got for the show, man?
Yeah, I was gonna piggyback off what Mr. Greg said though. A lot of it is kind of our fault, but also, I mean, you gotta understand this kind of the situation that we was put in as well, with this gentrification shit. And then you gotta also remember they started Section 8. Now we wasn't able for the man to live in the house no more because women wanted the housing. So they took the black man out of the house. So from that point on, it was pretty much women raising grown men. And like I said, it's to the point now. I don't feel like we can reverse this shit. I feel like we too far gone, and especially with this generation, they crash outs, bro. They don't care.
Yeah, they're ready to crash out on a moment's notice, and it's become popularized. That's the thing. They're addicted to all the negative aspects that are out there. Crashing out, fighting, shooting. They almost seem to live for this kind of stuff to happen. Because, see, you can get addicted to all the negative aspects that life out there for these young people, because it's out there for them. If you want to be out in the street, there's a whole bunch of shit in the street for you. Go right ahead. And what's bad is that even the young ladies at one time stayed away to some degree, but now they want to get into on the action as well. They're jumping and shooting and killing just as well, setting up robberies. I mean, it was always women who did it, but now it's become a fad, something cool to do. That you with that life, and that's what we're dealing with. And so it makes a lot of your older guys that I know have kind of taken a position. I haven't as of yet, that I'm just staying out the way. You know, I'm 70, 75, what have you. I'm just staying out the way because these young dudes ain't listening, or I might even have to hurt one of them for them getting out of pocket, or I might get hurt trying to correct or help or save. And it does happen all the time. You want to stop something from happening, and you're the one who end up getting killed, or you're the one who get arrested, or you're the one that everybody mad at because you trying to turn them this way instead of letting them go the way they want to go. And I agree with you, Pate. It's very difficult. You think about from the 60s when, and the movie Claudine exemplifies it a little bit if you ever watch it, where the men could not be in the house, where the woman had to humble herself to have a place to live, to get back then we used to go to the food centers before they even came up with food stamps. Social worker would come in the house, looking through the house to make sure you didn't have a TV, a phone, or any traces of a man living there.
Damn, so why you couldn't have a TV?
Because it was seen as luxury, that if you had these luxuries, you don't need to have welfare.
TV?
If you talk to some of the people besides myself who knows this, you had to do so much to jump through hoops to get so little, because the food centers only
is Mr. Greg breaking up to y'all?
Excuse me?
Is Mr. Greg? It's not like you breaking up, Mr. Greg.
I'm breaking up. I'm sorry. It could be because I'm moving back and forth.
It's just me then. Okay, no, go ahead, Mr. Greg. Let me change my.
You got so little, but you had to go through so much, and they would come to your house. They would make you feel like you didn't deserve it, but it was aimed at Black people, because welfare, when it was first invented or created, we could not get it.
Yeah.
Laws had to be passed, and a lot of strife had to take place for us to get it. And the first time one or two people abused it, like the welfare queen of the 60s, she was doing too much, but they used her, this Black woman who was getting checks for 96 families, but she was, taking the money. But they used that as an example of why we shouldn't have it. And it made it seem like we were the ones that were on welfare, where at that time it was about 67% families on welfare were white. But it made it look like we were draining the systems. And so when you have that kind of mindset and you take care of people, you're giving them the food, you're giving them what pass for food, you're giving them a place to live, a little bit of check, as long as they play the game, which means the man got to be out in the street, because it was always a direction of putting men in the streets where they did crime, because that's how most men was getting money. Not all, but a great deal of men were making money, even in the 40s and 50s. The men who even are glamorized and admired to this day either were hustlers, gangsters, or are. We rarely glamorize just the working father who's making enough to take care of his family. Even the politicians got to learn how to talk the talk. They got to go into the hoods. They got to be able to act like they with it and understand, but they aren't glamorized like the gangsters were. Now, let me say this too before I finish. If you look at 40s and 50s and 60s, I would say 40s and 50s, a lot of Black men and women who went to college got funded by the gangsters of those eras. What they would do is the money they would either pay it directly to whatever school you were going to, a trade school or something of that nature, or they would filter it through the church. As time went on, and as black people and black men and women, mostly black men, after the civil rights movement went into politics, a lot they didn't know about politics, such as political PACs. So once again, the money that funded a lot of those campaigns came from the gangsters of that era. Because even though they were still doing the dirt and so forth, they also was putting that money into something that was very positive for most of the politicians. Some of the politicians were crooks too, but that has always been the cycle. So when you look at the glamorization in the movies, you see all of these guys. I mean, we know who Bumpy Brown is. As a matter of fact, my grandfather worked for him as well. We know who Frank Lucas is. We know all of those names. They've been glamorized. There've been movies about them. There's books about them. You can find them on YouTube. But you never hear the talk anymore about, say, Dr. Charles Drew. If anybody knows who that is, of this
say that again.
Dr. Charles Drew.
I don't know who that is. No.
Charles Drew is the reason why we do blood transfusions.
Oh, okay.
There was H. Philip Randolph. That who was supposed to lead the March on Washington, because who was the president of the Brotherhood of Pullman Porters, which was black men who worked the train systems all over the country. That's how we got information all over the country from them. He was supposed to lead the March on Washington, but I know I'm getting off the track a little bit, but the Kennedy administration and were a little afraid of the radicalization of them because they was going to shut DC down. And so Dr. King at that time was coming up in the Southern Leader Conference, and he actually got put at the head. That's in history, so it's not something I'm guessing at. He got put at the head of the March on Washington. So those are things that we don't always know about, but it's also things we don't talk about. Some of those men that I've mentioned, and there's a lot more, I just can't think of the names right off the bat, are not the men we talk about. It's not the men we glamorize. It's not the men we want to be like sometimes in terms of how we talk. It's always the men who maybe did wrong for a while, changed up, which is a good thing because that's what you want to see. But they always make sure you remember in terms of history that they were once this kind of man first. They was once out here doing negative stuff. Even with Malcolm X, and I identify with him a lot. We all know that he was once a numbers runner, that he was out in the street and so forth and so on. They never let you forget that. What they do hide is, and I have the respect and the admiration for Dr. King as well, but those tapes of him in the hotel, there's a reason why they have still been sealed, which the Trump administration is trying to open them up now. But before he even came into being, Ralph Abernathy, who was his second in command, wrote a book called When the Walls Come Tumbling Down, told the whole story, told everything. But because King had been deified, I would say, they decided that Ralph Abernathy must have been crazy. He needs money. He's sick.
He was so young. Martin Luther King was so young.
Yeah. And he got put to the forefront even of that, of the church itself when he joined the church, because there was somebody who was doing the same thing as King in the same church before he got pushed out. So a lot of things that when we talk about history, and we're still learning so much about history and how it affects or doesn't affect the young person of the day, they have no idea. Even about school busing that we talked about before, they have no idea what we went through with school busing. I did go through that. They have no idea having to go to school and seeing kids got to run through a gauntlet of bottles and bricks being thrown at them and all the names you're getting called just to go to school. And the kids in Chicago, not in Chicago, in Boston, 2 years straight, it didn't abate. Going to school and having a riot, getting pulled out of your neighborhood, sent to neighborhoods that do not want you and let you know we don't want you in our neighborhood or in our schools, or especially we don't want you around our white girls, because that's always a fear. So the kids today, They might hear something about it, hear somebody talking like we're talking now, but they have no sense of what you're talking about. They have no sense of how we got to where we are today, because this is almost a reversal of where we once had gotten a little bit away from. We've sunken even lower now as opposed to rising higher. When you got 14, 15-year-old guys who boys want to go out here and kill each other. They're not even going over there and killing them. They're killing themselves.
And that's so crazy, Mr. Greg.
For no reason at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I was outside and there was like a loud wind, and you know I got the bootleg track phone right now, so they won't let me download StreamYard. So that's what I wanted to tell you. But just to piggyback on what you're saying, Mr. Greg, I ain't gonna really say too much; it'd be too long-winded. But you know what I noticed, right? Because someone like Nipsey Hussle, right? Like I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories around his death. I'm not gonna get into it, but he was trying to push being an entrepreneur, bringing back to the community, actually getting money, actually making intelligence cool, talking about the books he read, talking about being into tech, stuff like that. So now he gets murdered, right? So if you're a young kid and you look, all right, this guy made it to a certain stature in the hip hop community, he still was murdered, right? Now, in the early 90s, you had the Suge Knights, you had the Diddy's, of course, you had Cash Money and Baby and them. These labels was giving these young street entrepreneurs $30 million, $40 million, right? So now you get a powerful record company like a Death Row, Bad Boy. Y'all making hundreds of millions of dollars, right? So now they completely shifted the way the record sales was, and they were saying that the download and the piracy, so now everybody get 360 deals. But what I noticed is nobody's getting these big distribution deals anymore. There's no more Rough Riders. There's no more Cash Money. There's no more Master P's, where they was getting 50 million, dropping 3 albums, selling 5 million. You got $250 million as a 28-year-old black man, and you got a bunch of artists. It's like they didn't want that at all. So now what you see is Diddy's in jail. Suge got 30 years. You look at someone like Irv Gotti. He somehow beat the case, but he got a federal RICO. Right? They even was harassing Jay Prince, the DEA and stuff like that. So it's like all these successful black entrepreneurs. I remember D from Rough Riders, like they from Yonkers, not too far from the Bronx. He got caught with a brick in his car. And I always thought that was weird. Like this dude made hundreds of millions of dollars. Not saying he was set up and like that, because I don't know the details of the case, but for these dudes to come in to the 2000s as successful young black entrepreneurs. I was reading something about Chris Lighty. Successful. He had Diddy, 50, Fat Joe, LL Cool J, great management company. He commits suicide under mysterious circumstances. Shakir Stewart, same thing. Rising in the industry, surpassed Jay-Z. He commits suicide under mysterious circumstances. Each case they say, well, these dudes weren't shown any suicidal ideation. So now what I'm trying to say is they replaced that mindset to, you know what, I'm gonna get my own record label. I'm gonna take my little drug money. Like someone like Harry O. Williams. He's the one that invested in Death Row. He came out recently. He's living good. Even though he did a long stretch in jail, his investment from his street activity paid off in the long end. These young boys, they've said, you know what, we're going to reverse it. We're not going to promote rappers that rap about drug dealing and getting money and doing stuff like that. We're going to rap about straight crash out activity. So now you're giving $1 million, like when they gave Chief Keef $6 million. I always thought that was weird because he was 15 at the time. He was fighting a case for running from the police. They said he was shooting at the police. That made his image even that much bigger. Then his op, Lil Jojo, gets killed. And then you see that he get a $6 million record deal. You're like, wow. If you're a young boy, you want to emulate that. You look at Lil Durk. All of the success that he's attained within the last 4 or 5 years, now they give him a RICO charge. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, why promote the negativity and the crash out mentality? And in the end, these dudes is going to jail. They dying. The music is not about.
They're seeing it right. A lot of the guys who got these boys really who got these large sums of money did not know how to and didn't try to enter into the American economic system. They weren't opening up bank accounts. They weren't investing in the markets.
Mhm.
You know, they played at being businessmen to some degree, but most of them like to have large sums of cash because that has been promoted. Having cash that you can be in a picture on, got stacks of money around you, you're on the pictures acting like the cash is a telephone, all that kind of stuff they wanted to emulate and continue to do.
Yeah.
So it's easy to have all this money. You know you're gonna be a target. You know this, and you ready for that. You ready for somebody to come at you wrong, and everybody
Exactly.
took that same kind of attitude. It's the almost want something to go wrong so you can show you like that.
Exactly.
That you
I
put
like that,
somebody
Mr. Grant.
down. You want that reputation, but what they don't understand is that's exactly what those who want you gone want you to
Yeah.
think.
I
Yeah.
love that you said that. Can I just piggyback off that one time?
Sure.
So now, back to what I was saying originally, right? So when you look at the old school hustlers, right? So now I'm at the age now, I don't want to get too deep on the panel, but if you know about the prefrontal cortex, it
No, I
doesn't stop
see, bro.
developing until you're 25,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that portion of your brain doesn't stop developing until you're 25 years old. Some studies say even a little older. So now, if you notice, the rappers have gotten increasingly younger. But to piggyback Mr. Greg's point, right? Like I said, Harry O. Williams made a lot of money selling drugs in California. You know what he did? He funded Denzel Washington's first major play on Broadway. Most people don't know that. He said, you know what? That was a success, so I probably could do it again. He seen Suge Knight. He was ambitious. Had Dr. Dre. I'm going to give you investment and startup money. You know, Suge did what he did, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is like the old school mentality. Now I have the experience and the wherewithal to say that, you know what? They're really right when they say like these young boys got it messed up. The culture is messed up now because, yeah, I might have did what I did, but I try to reinvest in my community, get generational wealth, get my family out of there, give opportunities to Black people. And that mindset completely got reversed. So they say, you know what? We're not going to be putting on these 25-year-old rappers anymore. These guys that have some kind of experience or wisdom or have someone around them that are Jay Prince or Harry O or something like that. You know what? We're going to put on, and it started with Little Bow Wow, right? It started with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, of course, is obviously not a gangster, right? Lil Bow Wow isn't either. So that wasn't enough. They say, you know what? The kids think Lil Bow Wow is corny. Lil Wayne is like the only rapper that made it out of that adolescent phase. Because every rapper that came out at 13, 14, they never transitioned well as an adult. So Lil Wayne, they seen that he became really successful, but there's always questions about his credibility, being a gangster, being a street dude. So then now you have the NBA Youngboys, the Chief Keefs, the K-Flocks, the King Vaughns, the Quando Rondos. You got these dudes that are under 24 years old with millions of dollars that you know they're not going to do nothing with it. And that's the kind of people they want to put out. Back then, they had to fight against a Tupac Shakur, where the president got to say, you know what, I'm going to ban Tupac's music because he was talking about fighting back. Snoop Dogg talking about fighting back. So you know what? We're going to put these young dudes that have no kind of self-conscious, they have no wherewithal, no knowledge of self, no, they're not in tune with their community as far as the history and stuff like that. We're just going to put these guys on. And now we're seeing that. Now you're seeing what happens to Kodak Black. You're seeing NBA Youngboy go to jail every summer, every other year. And these are the dudes that they want to emulate. K-Flock idolized King Vaughn. I'm a killer. I'm a gangster. He walked to Harlem. This kid is from the Bronx. He took a bus to Harlem with a girl, walked down the block to antagonize his op. The op, I guess, pulls a gun out. He ends up killing him in broad daylight with like a $10,000 outfit on. It's like, does that make any sense? I can't imagine the old school rappers crashing out like that because they really was trying to get out their circumstances. Now these kids, they don't know how to do that.
Common sense, though.
Basic common sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even have that no more.
Have you noticed?
Not us as a collective. I'm just saying, like, the people they putting out and the music that they marketing. And I feel like this is the reason why the youth is so poisoned. Because even if you had a Tupac, let me just say this one thing, Greg, and I'm gonna give it to you.
Oh yeah.
Even if you had a Tupac, right, that rapped about shooting police, fighting back, and even shot police in real life, you still had a Brand Nubian. If you didn't want to hear the gangster rap, you could listen to Brand Nubian. You could listen to Tribe Called Quest. You could listen to De La Soul. You had the Fugees. You had an eclectic group of black artists that made positive music, conscious music, party music. House Party was a cult classic. Can you imagine kids coming out now with a house party talking about dancing and going to high school? That'll never happen. No. Everybody wants to be gangster, but that's my little
that.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get these super chats real quick. Shout out to Big Dog Willie with the $2 in the super chat. He says, Tankamaniacs. Shout out Big Dog Willie. And then I got a cash out. Let me get
something mentally wrong with that dude, bro. For real, bro.
Nah, he's fraud, bro. I don't even listen, bro. It's only because it's the end of the year I decided to come on a panel, bro. Like that dude, man, come on, bro.
Where you been at, by the way, Big Supreme? I think I asked you that earlier. You been okay?
I mean, if you give me like an email or something like that, we could chop it up. But you know, regular inner city.
I was wondering. I hadn't seen you. I hadn't seen you.
Shout out to ASO Stan with the $5 in the cash app. He says for support.
Great.
No, when you make this real quick.
Hey, put your email in the private chat.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get this real quick. Shout out to Randall 700 with the $4.99 in the super chat, just supporting the channel. Shout out Randall 700. Yeah. Thank you for your support. We're gonna I'm gonna say this too, and then I'm gonna let Paid in Full go, and then we could, I don't know, try to get on the awards if y'all want to flip the conversation. And what make this even more diabolical is this coupled with scam culture. So even if you do want to get to a point to where you want to try to make a difference or do this or do that, it's so cool to scam people and be dishonest and get over on people. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, you can't really trust anybody. Like, you really can't. Mm-hmm. And my thing is, right, and I say this, and people, they say I'm crazy when I say it, but hey, it's my 2 cents. Like, this unity everybody keep talking about, it's a false god. You hear people keep saying all the time, we can't just never come together and we got to do it. Listen, we not coming together, y'all.
Yeah.
We not coming together. It's 2025. So I don't know why people think like we got to come together to do something, when if everybody just do what they're supposed to do individually, then things will gel and mesh much better. Because who's doing anything besides complaining?
Right.
For real.
Because
and then when somebody want to maybe, drop their truth or give their hard perspective of a reality, they get ostracized, they get called coons, they don't like, they hate themselves, they don't like black people, like all of this other stuff when somebody bring up any level of accountability. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what is the solution to that? The solution to that is you focus on your family. Your family. That's what everybody should be worried about.
You have to.
It starts in the household.
Yeah, you have to do. And you ever notice what happens when celebrities who start off when they're young, when they, 18, 19, 20, people forget all of us will mature. And what we thought was great and what we thought was good and even what we enjoyed will change over time. Your intelligence will develop, hopefully. The things that you thought was good, you realize, why was I doing that stupid stuff? Because you were young and you thought it was cute or it was great and your friends were doing it. But as you get older, particularly if you're a celebrity, 2 things will change that are striking, and that changes people's perception of you: religion and politics. Because at some point in time, most celebrities are somewhat liberal in their thinking and the things they support. But as they get older, some of that liberalism goes away. But then they might voice it. Case in point is, I'm not trying to be controversial, but the young girl, Nikki, she's now starting to dip into politics. She doesn't
Nicki
know
Minaj?
enough, yeah, in terms of her
You
supporting.
remember when she disrespected Malcolm X?
Oh, she's done a whole bunch of disrespectful things. But what I'm saying is your mindset changes. She might not have never liked Malcolm X or even understood him because she was in Trinidad, I believe, or wasn't even born during his reign. But she's also been at AIPAC. She's also been at what is the name of the organization that Charlie Kirk had, where she spoke there. And now you're seeing another part of her, an older part of her that we don't necessarily like too much. Now that's controversial what she's doing, but when people get older, they do change. And that change is sometimes something that people don't particularly like, particularly if they want you to still stay the same way. I'm not going to be the same way at 21 that I am at 69. That's just stupid. That means I haven't grown up at all. And
unless you Snoop Dogg or 50 Cent.
Say it again now.
Unless you Snoop Dogg or 50 Cent.
And that's how they're making their living. But you look at that too. Snoop is actually very conservative because although he's selling that image, he's still coaching football teams, school little kids. That takes a certain amount of dedication and a certain amount of discipline to separate who you are as an adult and a parent to who you are as an entertainer. He's making a little money now. 50 is going a little bit, in my opinion. He's doing.
I hate 50 Cent, bro.
But he's doing a little too much right now for where he is. He hasn't really done. He hadn't gone crazy.
What 50 Cent got the #1 show on Netflix?
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you why I hate 50 Cent.
You talk about what he's doing personally, where you start to watch his moves beyond what he's doing in business. That's what I'm speaking of.
He's a straight nut, Mr. Greg.
Yeah, you start to see these kinds of changes. And you start to also hear when you get older, those who you admire who you never knew did dirt or did anything crazy, start to tell you. I mean, Denzel was talking about how he used to get high and those kinds of things up until probably last year. At least I had no idea, nor did I try to find out. But the fact that as you get older, you start to show more of yourself and you start to see a fuller person and some parts of you're going to like, and some parts you're going to be surprised at. Other parts you're going to not like at all. But that happens as we get older. But it's crazy that we are really right back further now today than we were even in the 60s. Because
let me jump in, Mr. Greg, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. I let me try to land this. Is that the fact that we can now have on this platform conversations where, we got different age groups and different experiences where we can talk with some sensibility, with some sense about it and get at each person's perspectives and learn something as well, is that this is a good thing. Unfortunately, this good thing needs to transition over to those who are much younger than us. They need to be able to, if nothing else, sit down and listen and get a sense of their history, a sense of the history of the people that are still here with you. And I'll use something simpler now in here. When I first started coming on and was over Marty, one of the persons who I started paying attention to from the very beginning was 2 Cents. We talked about boxing and so forth. But what I remember asking her, I asked her, was the job that she did in real life, did it have anything to do with her doing research? Because what I was noticing is that she did her homework and she knew what she was talking about. I also noticed that she would go out by herself onto some of the other platforms and walk into hostile platforms where they was calling her and talking to her rough and things of that nature. But that bravery to do
big
that,
2 Cents.
Yeah. And so I started noticing all of that. and I wonder, I said, now, when you're that way, there is an environment and a foundation that you came up on that gave you at least a sense of self, that you can go out and be like that you would do your homework, that you would go out and try to learn, that you would deal with those who didn't like, because you're a female and you're talking about boxing, it's supposed to be only for men, blah, 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 blah. I wish that so many of these people these young people could see that and understand why it's important to be educated, why it's important to expose yourself to things that you don't really know anything about, why it's important that you need to learn, because they're going to be here when we're gone. Y'all going to be here when I'm gone. So it's always important, I'll land with that we have these kind of conversations, that we share, that we listen to each other. We don't always have to agree on everything, but we need to hear what everybody is saying and listen. And I'll
Honorable Mr. Bragg.
I mean, I hung out in the libraries in the summer. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always just when I was younger, and I realized, like, once I learn how to read, I can pretty much learn whatever I want, because I could just go to the library and find a book about it. It was like a wrap from there. Like, I spent summers in the library just reading books. Like, all I did was read growing up. I still read to this day.
That's why these niggas getting cooked on the panel. They can't take it.
Yeah.
And so,
me and 2 Cents was going to war.
And what'd you say, Big Supreme?
I said, it's plenty of nights. Me and you was on the panels going to war against these weirdos.
Oh yeah. That was a fun time.
But see, that's why I knew that she was doing her homework, because you can tell when somebody is learned. You can just tell it. You don't have to be. She wasn't bragging. She wasn't pounding her chest. She wasn't talking about, I got this degree and that degree. You just could hear it in the way that she presented herself, in the way that she talked. But you have to be a person who's willing to listen. And you don't have to be older to listen. You can start listening when you're 5. You just get taught. Listen more, talk less.
And listening is a skill. I keep telling one of these 2 Cents After Dark, we're going to go over how to listen. Because some of y'all don't know how to listen. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, I want to cook these niggas in the chat, bro. Like, that's why I'm itching. I know you want to say something, Band Up. But Aircraft, nigga, I've been itching.
What's going on, Band Up?
Aircraft, what the fuck is you talking about, bro? Like it always got to be that one dude, bro. Nobody blaming white people for what's going on in the black community. That's where you fucked up at, bro. I don't like when people do that. That's like I'm not gonna call a brother a coon, because I don't even like that word. But this is what they say about the coon mentality.
If that's that victimhood shit.
I'm 34, paid 34. I'm sure Band Up probably in his 20s or 30s. Mr. Greg is probably in his 50s or an advanced age, right? So you look younger than that, brother. So like,
thank you.
We got an eclectic group of black people talking about boxing, talking about black music, sports, politics, and there's always that one dude. Why are you blaming white people? Listen, what I don't like is when you look at the small hat community, I don't want to get nobody demonetized, right? They was given reparations for what happened to them. You look at the Native Americans, they could receive reparations. The Japanese, when they got put in those internment camps, they got reparations, bro. The Aboriginals, they got reparations. We haven't got that. No, welfare is not reparations, bro. Section 8 is not reparations, bro. So my thing is this, right? When you look at the small hat community, just a couple years ago, they got a RICO indictment in Jersey for embezzling, I guess, government funds with the Section 8 and the WIC and stuff like that. So you see these people do the same thing and much worse. So my thing is this, right? I wanted to say this because Mr. Greg brought up a point. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I'm going to articulate the thoughts that I had. We started going on a downward trend when people were getting rewarded for bad behavior. I love Tupac's quote of death, right? Tupac had the intelligence to know that, all right, what I'm doing is not right and I want to help my community. He went to jail. He got a platinum record, a #1 album. He dropped 3 albums before that. Been in a bunch of movies. Never had a number 1 album. So now in jail, you get the number 1 album. Lil Wayne in jail, number 1 album. Young Boy, number 1 album. You look at someone like Allen Iverson, phenomenal basketball player. This dude's going to jail. This dude is pulling out guns on his wife, and he's going to the clubs, getting drunk, stuff like that. He gets the MVP award. So now what I'm trying to say is, right, the young, impressionable minds is thinking, oh, I could do whatever I want and still get rewarded. King Von, he beat a murder case and got $1 million recording contract and got love from millions of fans. People saying, oh, you're a real killer. What does that mean? That's not saying that I'm blaming white people. I'm just saying what's going on here, because you can't say bluish on the radio without it getting censored. So I could talk about killing, shooting, and beating and doing this, mutilated nigga die, and nothing happens, right? But as soon as I say something about, I remember YG had a lyric about.
But see, this the thing, Big Supreme. Why it's like that? Because they have money and power. See, black people want to complain and say this, but when y'all gonna lobby? When y'all gonna get some money together and get some lobbyists to represent your interests in the government? Because that's how these things, that's how, like, learning what I've been learning, like, with the government these last couple years, I'm really starting to see even more how this shit really go. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
I just want to give Aircraft a little bit more belt. What I'm saying is, well, I'm gonna end it with your last point, 2 cents, because I was gonna lead up to that. Now, a common trope that I hear people say, oh, we need to stick together like those people do. You know what people I'm referring to, right? One, they're a very, very small minority group that has a disproportionate amount of power and influence in all areas of activity, from economics to politics to the movie industry, the music industry. Like, they're strategically placed at the top at all of these industries. You look at any major conglomerate and corporation in America, and you're going to find a certain specific person at the top. That's neither here nor there. One thing I do notice, right? To back 2 cents point. I remember in New York City, I want to say it's probably 2023. I don't know if y'all remember the Asian hate campaign, where they was making it seem like black people were attacking Asians.
Me and my friend was like, what are they talking about?
What they talking about. Now look the crazy part. You can't really find too many Asian politicians, even like senators or even local councilmen. But whatever they decide to bring up, it gets pushed, because we weren't taught that. We weren't taught super PACs and how to lobby and how to invest in a certain.
No, because they want to protest in March. Y'all want to protest in March.
So these dudes, the Asian community, the Jewish community, they don't have to protest. If they bring up an issue, it's going to get addressed promptly.
Right. So
that's one thing that we didn't learn. You know why? It's a twofold thing, because one, you look at COINTELPRO and the government and the stuff that they had, the clandestine operations they had for the black community that killed Fred Hampton, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. That's the reason why a lot of the youth shied away from politics and say, you know what? I'm going to be a basketball player. I'm going to be a drug dealer or rapper. That's where we messed up at. Even though our leaders at the time were assassinated, we weren't supposed to necessarily give up as a collective and go and do something else. That's where we messed up at. Even though they got assassinated and killed, we should have kept going forward. But go ahead, brother.
You know where well,
hey, Big Supreme, put your email in the private chat, bro.
Can you say LeBron James would be the anomaly because we got a black man that has more followers and more fan base than anybody else?
No, because LeBron was at Diddy parties.
Yeah, bro, LeBron sold out, bro. You gotta understand them people.
Can I say something? Can I finish what I'm saying? Like, we got, even before, you know what I mean, what cats know today, LeBron has been he's been really unblemished for about 20-something years now, right?
LeBron is a horrible example. He's definitely not unblemished, band up.
What is he had in trouble as far as like with the police or anything?
It ain't that.
Just go ahead, bro. Just go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just asking. I'm just asking. I'm not trying to be rebutative or anything like that. I'm just trying to ask because we got like somebody that really doesn't.
LeBron got steroid scandals, outside babies with white girl allegations. He got all kind of shit going on, man.
I ain't never heard of that second one. I never heard of that
Yeah, nah, for real. And then you got to understand,
but
LeBron is a
nonetheless,
control. He control, bro. So at the end of the day, like these actresses and shit, they got money like that, bro. That shit on, they can't go back to their communities and help, bro. That shit is off limits. A lot of that shit is off limits. They're not able to do
Why
that.
StreamYard kicked me off, man? I guess I was cooking too crazy, you know. StreamYard was like, you know what? Yo, sit in the corner, man.
It ain't kick you off.
I swear to God, I had to come back.
Hold on, let
Yeah,
Banjo
that
finish
should
so
be
I can let
happening
Rick
to me,
Timms
too.
go.
I
Yeah,
was just asking far as the LeBron thing. Like, does it even help when we do have somebody positive? And
LeBron
you know what
is-
I mean? Not a lot of cats.
It doesn't help. Let me say this, right? This is what we gotta stop. These famous people, they don't got their obligation is not to be role models to y'all kids. Like that's not their obligation. So when people, and I get what y'all saying, you know, the kids are gonna look up to them and blah blah blah, but
yeah,
it's not their obligation to be like, oh, let me not do this so I could be a good role model to the kids. Like that's not their obligation. They don't have to do that.
Facts.
You were talking about lobbyists, 2 Cents, and I'm glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought that up, because that's one of the biggest things that has been missing within our community in every aspect of it. Having lobbyists on Capitol Hill who can articulate and push forth our agenda. Other people of different ethnic groups, different business groups, they got lobbyists.
Shit.
That's every day. That's why there's so many laws that have been written recently to handle lobbyists. Because see, the lobbyists, they actually read the bills and sometimes write the bills that end up being passed into law, into legislation. We don't really know that. So when we have certain laws that we have to follow that favors one particular person or one particular group of people, understand that behind the scenes, that same group of people, their lobbyists sat down with the legislators and got these things written and found ways to get them passed, and money played a role. You go ahead and fund some of their pet projects. You go ahead and fund some of their re-elections.
Mr. Greg, you got me ready to. You unlocking a different part of my brain right now. I got some real good insight on what you're saying. You know.
Hey, let me get Rick in here. Let me get Rich in here.
What's going on, Rick?
Go ahead, Rick.
Man, what's the damn?
My nigga
deal?
Rich.
What's going on?
No, this Rick, not Rich.
Yo,
but Rich on here too.
Oh yeah. What's up? I see Rich up here too. Hey man, dog. I'm just
what up, Rick James?
Man, I don't know what the topic of discussion is with y'all. I just joined in. I'm just happy it's not about Clarissa and Papoose. I'm so fed up with certain channels. It's just one channel that just every freaking night is Clarissa and Papoose. And it done got to me that content creators that talk about the same fucking topic every goddamn day is lame to me. Mm-hmm. I know it's about getting numbers, getting views, you know, you want the buzz, you want to grow your channel, but a big reason why I'm part-time content creator and I don't make videos as much on my page is I'm just not built that way. I cannot talk about the same damn thing every damn day. It's like you want to cater to certain demographics, to certain sectors of listeners, and you know that's your go-to, but that just ain't real to me, man. Give me some more variety. And when I just tuned in to what y'all.
You froze, Rick.
You froze, Rick.
Yeah, he cooking too much. But I'm telling you, StreamYard not feeling that. They like, nah, y'all cooking too much.
Got the cook meter.
Have you
got the cook meter? All right, you back, Rick. You back?
You back? Go ahead, OG.
Yeah, that's all I had to say, man. Whatever we
talk
talk
on our ass tonight.
I'm
these people tripping with this
I'm,
Clarissa. Like, I'm today I was like, fuck it, I'm just about to make a video because, like, seriously, the way y'all keep talking about this girl in her personal life, it's egregious. Like, I don't understand why y'all are going so hard on Clarissa like this. I don't get it. I really don't. But shout out to her though, because it's just really making her bigger though, for real. Like,
gossip really sells. We're in a tabloid era. If you're not talking about Carissa and Remy and Papoose, you're talking about Cardi and Stefan and the other three babies.
Oh man, that's another. Listen, man. And Mr. Greg, what's my man name that had? I got a good point that I don't want to forget. He had the Atlanta Compromise. What's dude's name?
I know you talking about
like he was a contemporary of like W.D. Du Bois. Yeah, he was around Marcus Garvey, but he had is it Booker T. Washington? It might be him that had the Atlanta Compromise.
But it was part of that group. I can't think of the names.
I think it's Booker T. Washington. So I'm just gonna say one thing, right? Yeah. So back then, this is like the 1920s, 30s, or whatever.
Yeah, that's Booker T. Washington.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, OG Rick. So now, Du Bois was like, you know what? Give me 10% of the black community, and I'm gonna create a myriad of intellectuals and creatives and stuff like that. And we're gonna go into Ivy League schools and upper education, stuff like that. Booker T was like, you know what? I ain't gonna get involved in politics. Just give me, a couple of the brothers. We're gonna get unions and get jobs, and we're not even gonna focus on politics. We're gonna withdraw from that, So W.D. Du Bois wasn't really feeling that, didn't agree with it. And I say this, right? I feel like what Booker T. Washington chose to do, I feel like a lot of our musicians and entertainers, they quietly agree with that. They say, you know what? We're not gonna get involved in the politics as long as we can make our money. So basically, essentially, we're not gonna really invest in our communities. We're not gonna make sure the future generations actually go to Ivy League schools and actually learn business and stuff like that and learn politics. But we're gonna take our money and we're just gonna spend it foolishly. So my thing is this, right? Addressing what Band Up said about LeBron James. Yes, LeBron James is a very positive role model. He doesn't have too many scandals, at least publicly. Because, behind the scenes, there's a lot of chatter. And what I don't like is the day that he retires, a lot of that's going to come out. I know that for a fact. All the cheating, all the stuff that he's doing that they're protecting him from right now, if there is anything, because there might not be. It might just be speculation. But if they've been protecting him for so long because he's a cash cow, as soon as he retires, all that's going to come out. LeBron James didn't choose to do that. Like, he's an anomaly, like you said. Now, he's not supposed to be raising your kid, brother. You're supposed to raise your child. Yes, he is a positive role model, but I don't want my son to idolize LeBron James. Not at all. So I think that's one of the issues in the community. Like, it starts in the household. It starts with the families. We don't got the fathers there. The fathers are on drugs. The fathers is in jails. And not only that, one thing I don't like I like BMF. I like Power. I like Snowfall. But I don't like the fact that everything that's surrounding entertainment for the black community happens to be a drug dealer show, a killer show, or something like that. There's a bunch of people we could talk about that live and led exciting lives that the kids could aspire
Band
to
Up,
do.
it say your device is not connected, Band Up. I can't let you up.
That's my 2 cents on that. I feel like Charles Barkley said, I'm not a role model, and it's the truth. Like, I looked up to Allen Iverson, and not for nothing, he kind of indirectly ruined me a little bit because he didn't go to practice, so I didn't go to practice. He got into trouble, I was getting in trouble.
But that was out of context, the practice thing.
No, I'm saying, like, I didn't have like a father to smack me upside my head, like, man, you better go to practice, man, you bugging out. I got the opportunity to go to private school to play basketball, and I want to hang out with the homies. Like, man, if someone would have put their foot in my ass, I probably would have turned out a little bit different. So I felt like when you got someone like Allen Iverson, they made him the poster boy for the black community. Now, I love AI. He just was a talented basketball player. He didn't ask to be in that position. I'm just saying, like, the hood loves AI, same way they love Tank. And I felt like, I don't want to bring up Haney, but like, Haney should be a little bit more loved instead of vilified. Even though his father Bill does a lot of cornball, goofy shit, but I feel like Kobe Bryant, at first he was looked at as a lame. Oh, he's not really from Philly. He's not from the hood. He grew up in Italy. I felt like that mindset and that mentality, like, is kind of like pushing us back. But that's my 2 cents on that.
That's why I don't understand why people like.
I feel you.
We're not in a time where being from the hood is what it used to be. It used to mean you had street smarts, you had common sense, you was quick on your feet. That ain't what being from the hood mean no more.
Nope.
You don't get those. You was more athletic because you was outside all day playing. You was more competitive. You was, you know what I'm saying? Like all these positive attributes, like that shit, that's not happening no more. Like I don't understand why people continuously want to take pride in being in the struggle Olympics. Like that's like what? Like you're gonna discredit me because my parents did what they were supposed to do and I didn't have to live in the hood? No.
And they've always done that too, Cent. That's so sad. It's always done that. You know, the like I said, it go all the way back to how education had been looked at for us. If we were trying to get educated, particularly as we got through the 60s, you were trying to be like the other races. You weren't trying to uplift.
Yep.
Like I said, if you articulated,
it used to be cool to be smart. They changed it.
You went to class. You had maybe a part-time job. You had a plan and you were under structure. See, that's one of the things that they don't have. They don't, and that's so badly needed. Even though there's so many other problems, there's no structure for what they can work through and build upon.
Rich, what you got for the show, Rich? You there, Rich?
I'm just listening to that. I think the guy. What's up with y'all?
Hey.
What's up? And I was just on listening. I heard somebody say LeBron James didn't have no influence or none of that stuff. Now, to be honest with you, man, a lot of these kids look up to LeBron James, and they see the way he treat his family, see the way he treat his kids, see the way that how they growing up, so they won't repeat the cycle. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really say LeBron James ain't, you know what I'm saying, he ain't had no influence, because to be honest with you, I ain't never seen nothing that he did wrong or out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying?
But this what y'all don't realize.
I'm just saying he did everything that people expected Jordan to do. If you ask a lot of people where he's from back there or back where he's from, he done damn near built a whole community where he's from for a bunch of kids. So he did help raise kids. He built a school for them. He built a lot of stuff. So I can't
that LeBron school was not doing too well, bro.
I don't even think.
What I'm saying is that I know I was around some people that was from his city. You know what I'm saying? And I talked to them, and they said that he did a lot for them, for their communities. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying, man. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to do shit. That's all. And a lot of people don't gotta do shit for no one. You know what I'm saying? So I just heard somebody say something about LeBron, and LeBron ain't did shit to him.
But this is the thing. This is the thing I want to say too. Like, and what people keep overlooking. It don't matter what positive people are doing. The kids are going to adapt the negative behaviors.
Right.
They're not gonna be like, oh, I don't understand it. Like, they'll see somebody doing something positive and see somebody doing something negative and choose to adopt the negative behavior. Like, we're in an age right now where I hear a lot of people keep saying, what about the parents? What about the parents? Well, I got to compete with the music. I got to compete with the social media. It's a lot of things you have to compete with, and you have to have like a really serious influence in your kid's life. And even then, it's a story that just happened with a little boy that he was a AB student on the football team. He snuck out the house to a party and got murdered.
Right.
I got
the police is showing up at this man's house. His daddy think he in the bed sleep. It wasn't because he came from no bad household or nothing like that. He just is being a kid.
I got a solution. A theory. Mr. Greg, question. I got a question for Mr. Greg. Mr. Greg,
I'm listening.
At what generation would you say that it became more common that babies started having babies?
They've always done it.
When
What
it started,
in the
generation do you
90s.
think
when it started becoming more problematic, it
In the
was right
90s.
after the experimenting of social mores from the 60s to the 70s. Because see, in my time coming up, with if a young girl got pregnant, most of the time she disappeared.
That's
She
a
was sent
fact.
down to North Carolina. Next time you saw her, that baby was her cousin. Now that wasn't right, but it
Hey,
wasn't right.
quick,
But that's
quick
what
question.
started happening.
Let
But
him finish.
after we started getting through the 70s, and we wanted everybody to be able to do whatever they wanted, they should have more freedom. We went from the girls disappearing to the girls coming to school pregnant and already got a baby at home. So it was a progression. So it really started I would say in the 70s, because the last year of high school, there were 2 young ladies who were pregnant while in school, visibly pregnant.
I
And
think
now
that's where it
Epidemic in the 90s.
you got kids going to school now that's probably still in, well, it used to be called junior high school. It's called middle school now. Maybe we're 9th grade, already got a kid and about to have another one. Same thing with, and I know we're not talking about it, I don't want to make it too controversial, but you had those who were in the alphabet community, I'll put it that way, who stayed in the closet until they got to college and graduated. Now they got clubs in middle school for them. So it was a steady progression. So I'm 69, so we're talking about 3 generations behind me that continue to go further and further and further, push the envelope further and further open. No, there is no turning it back now. Now we got to find a way to deal with it, but it's all played a part in all the things that we're talking about now. Yes, sometimes we as adults, particularly in my generation, might have dropped the ball, particularly right after the civil rights movement and the legislations were signed. There was a relaxation period. Things was okay, going to school, opening up businesses, had less lynchings, had less police brutality, but that was just a pause, as we now see.
Hey, you know what, Greg?
So, go ahead.
I got a question though, real quick.
All right, let me interject right quick.
Hold on, y'all. We gotta let Boxing Hacker go. Unfortunately.
Here we go.
Stop that guy.
So good. Let me just say this before Hacker.
Go ahead, Rick. Boxing Hacker, you can go after Rick. Go ahead.
Sure, no problem.
See, hey man, Greg touching on the realness, because hey, when we just being frank, we dropped the ball when integration came about. Let's just keep it a buck. That's when
we had this conversation like 2 weeks ago, Rick. Maybe
man. When the white folk ice was colder and we wanted to go sit on the toilet next to
when y'all wanted to go, when y'all wanted people to serve y'all food that didn't want y'all in their restaurant.
To go eat at their restaurant and their hotels. That's when we dropped the ball. When we wanted to be included. When we was already set. Mm-hmm. So what's up, Hacker?
What's going on?
Hey, what's up, people? What's up? Hey, salute to you two standing in the panel, man. Y'all are really cooking some deep stuff over here. So I do agree with I think it was Big Screen. He said something to the effect like it was the media that sort of like perpetuates like the negative things that happen in the Black community, the Black American community. I know people get offended when I say African American. So the Black American community. I do agree that that's the thing. Yeah. Red light. Yeah. Let me not say African American before people start telling me that Israelites.
Yeah, before your ass get kicked off the panel with that dumb shit.
Before people start telling me they're Indians and Israel. I'm an Indian. I'm an Israelite. Don't call me that. Yeah, I don't want that.
Kaka, you gotta stop doing Israelites. I'm an Israelite, nigga.
That's why I didn't say it. I didn't say it because I know they're coming.
Man, these niggas be Israelites, they be Moors, they niggas don't know what they are.
I know my nigga Moor. I know
they're Cherokee. I know
some niggas is actually Moors.
I never seen so many Black Cherokees in my life.
Man, them niggas is paper terrorists.
Yo, but no, but salute to them, of course. But yeah, like I do agree that it does come from there. I think if you want to say like the originator, I think you sort of look at it like a Marxist perspective, right? Where it's like Karl Marx once said, show me something to the effect of like, show me an economy, I'll show you its people. So basically saying that we have a rich economy, you see like less crimes, happiness, you know, people do more leisurely things when you see rich economies. But when you see like poverty-stricken places, that's where you see more crimes. I think what happened with the Black community was that we have a tendency to, you know, turn the negatives to like positives. For instance, like we'll take the N-word and we'll make it seem cool, you know. And the Black community, largely the Black community was like in poor areas, so you saw more crime as well, right? But we were able to take that and turn it into something like the cool thing, like a positive thing as well. You know, like, you know, gangsters are cool, you know, hey, don't snitch, you know, like that's another thing we do here, you know, like we sort of like flipped it.
That's it. Wait, hold on.
That's the problem. Boxing has.
Yeah, and that becomes So hold on 1 second.
Hold on. You was going somewhere at first, but that don't snitch and stuff is in every community. It's not just Black community. It's in the police community. It's in the white community. It's whoever community it is. It's in people that work 9 to 5 community too. Like they frown upon people. They frown upon people that tell on the next person. You know what I'm saying? So it's just not the Black community, but go ahead though, man.
No, fair call on that. So I think we were able to prepare, you know, like flip things. But what happens of today, that thing that we used to do and make things cool just became like, it also became like the anchor, you know, in our society as well. Because now like the negative is so glorified, you know, like people like, it's cool to like have like a prison stamp. It's cool to be like, you know, you were in a gang, you know, like you see somebody be like, oh, you don't know the type of life I live, you know. It's like we're glorifying more and more, you know. And I sort of agree with aircraft carrier as well, where it's like, I think we're a little bit too far removed to blame the past. You know, like I know the past is like the antecedent, but
what the fuck is he talking about?
Well, he made a statement that's basically like, we shouldn't be like, I mean, things happened in the past, yeah, but now it's like we're here.
Nigga, that shit from the past affected the future. What you talking about?
Yeah, but it can't be the reason why things continue to happen, right? Yeah, I'll give you an example. And I'm speaking as an immigrant too, so understand. I'm an African, you know. So I'm speaking as an immigrant, and when we look at it, you know, like
nobody does anything without having a fucking plan. So when they took the Black Wall Street, when they took the park in New York, they had a fucking plan.
Yeah,
and do you not think the offsprings? Hold up, do you not think the offsprings of those rich of those riches still are rich today?
Yeah, but understand one thing.
What are you talking about?
Understand one thing. I'm gonna just give you like, you know, like for instance, like Black immigrants and blacks, they sort of look at each other in different lenses, right? I'll give you one of the perspectives I hear from like Black immigrants, because understand, like, we come from like countries where it's war stricken, where poverty is real. Like it's like when they say you're poor, you don't have no government, you don't have running water. Like your family might be dying next door, you know. And when you hear war, it's not like in the Gulf of Mexico, like the village next door is getting burned down or your cousin's getting killed, you know. You know, like, so like it looks like when it comes from, that's why a lot of immigrants say it looks like excuses, like it happened, but like, what do you do now, you know? So that's what I'm saying, like, it's sort of like,
damn, Hacker, you was cooking, now you starting some bullshit, bro.
Yeah, it just happened, it's still happening, nigga.
You know why I don't like that, what you just said, Hacker? Because you look at the World Trade Center, right? Yeah. What's the main slogan for the World Trade Center? Never forget.
Yeah.
Never forget. Let you say something about what happened in Nazi Germany. I don't want to say it, but you can't bring that up. It's automatically a problem. So my thing is this, right? When you look at the Arab slave trade, you look at the European slave trade, Africans, Black people across the planet have been in shackles for the last 1,000 years, bro. You can't tell me that I can't bring it up, bro. That don't make no sense.
You can't bring it up, but we can't
They
use it
didn't
as a
give us
reason.
40
It's not an
years.
excuse,
telling
though.
us
You
that
can't
we gotta
use it
It's
as a
been
reason no more
1,000
because
years
it's
that
150
our
years ago.
ancestors
And
have
that's why
been
I use
in.
like when I say like this,
Hey,
like look
Box
at Sierra
Hacker. Hey,
Leone, right?
Box
I'll
Hacker.
give you an example.
Hey, Box Hacker.
Sierra Leone
Hey,
had the
hey,
most. Yeah.
hey,
Yo,
hold
who
on,
that
hold on.
trying to cut off Boxer Hacker? Let him talk,
Hey,
bro.
wait, hold
Yeah.
on, hold on. Because when I talk to African people, man, they say the same thing. I talk to African women all the time, and they say the same thing you saying, Boxer Hacker, man. I think that's just the way African people think of us. That's all.
No, it's
Nah, I'm
not.
not
You
gonna
know what
lie,
I'm saying?
Butch.
No,
That's cap. You
And
know why?
no.
listen,
I'll explain
when I
to you.
talk to the people fresh from Africa that been out for 2 to 3 years and they in
Yeah.
college or
Where they from in
somewhere
Africa
or,
though?
or whatever. Some of them be from South Africa. Some of them be
Yeah.
from Ghana. Some of them be from with
Sudan.
Boss Africa,
I only meet
Nigeria.
white
No, no,
people
no,
from
no,
South Africa.
Listen.
Nigeria,
Yo, Rich,
Ethiopian.
bro.
They
I ain't
all
gonna
say
lie.
they all say the same thing.
Yeah.
I
So
end up
No,
that,
they
talking to
don't,
them.
bro.
Wait, hold on, listen. I end up talking to them about that Tyler situation. That's why I bring up first, because when she said she was colored, and then they would sit there and say, "Oh man," but one thing about y'all Black Americans, y'all always blaming people. Y'all always blaming this, blaming this. What
yeah.
does it do
Right,
now?
because that's
They
the white
always
media put.
they
That's the
they
mess.
they
That's
they
the image they
always
put out
say
to the
this.
world about us.
I'm not saying all of them. I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying a lot of them saying the same thing that Boxer Hackers say. So I
Yeah.
know where he getting his information from. I
It's
promise
See,
to
they've
God
been
they say
calling
All
they
right,
out
say
look,
that
look,
shit.
look.
it's,
I
Hold on,
it's a
let me
promise
let
to
no
reality.
God.
cap. Hold on. Boxing hacker, land your plane. I'm gonna let no cap
So it's
go.
a reality. So like I'll give you an
All right.
example, right? Sierra Leone, right? Sierra Leone had one of the most nastiest war in history, right? Where they'll actually like
Yes.
they'll capture people and say, "Do you want long sleeve or short sleeve?" They'll cut your hand off based on what you say.
Nasty
They'll
work.
take the fetuses out of women's bodies, right? Guess what? They had those people, those rebels are probably our age today, right? They still have to live in that country. Both sides still have to move on. You know, it's like so.
What
Like
are
what
you
I'm saying,
talking about, bro?
What is
so
this
what
nigga
I'm saying,
talking?
what I'm
What the
saying
fuck
is
you
to this
talking about,
effect,
Hacker?
right?
I'm
So
I
trying to
when
know
you
where he
understand
about
what
to.
this nigga
when
talking about, bro.
I know where he about
you
to
see where
get
I'm
to.
coming
That's
from,
what
when
I'm
you
saying.
see,
Boxing hacker, I know what
yeah,
you're trying to say, but I guarantee you they still have
Yeah, it's
effects
not.
from
It's
that
not
Boxer
valid.
Hacker,
situation
Nigeria
yeah,
is
like that.
in
It ain't no
shambles,
fucking
dog.
just
Anthony
moving on.
Joshua
What is
it
you
can't be the
couldn't
talking
get in the
about?
reason why.
ambulance.
That's all I'm saying. It can't be the
You talk
reason
about
like
what we doing over here.
we
Why
know
Just
the
Nigeria
need to
did
move
that?
we
on.
know we understand this,
Why Nigeria? They
Hey,
got oil
hey, I
and
got a
Yo,
petroleum.
quick
no
Nigga.
cap.
question for the
just give me a
panel though,
reason.
bro.
Man,
You
Anthony
know,
Joshua, they just tried to kill. Boxing hacker, they just tried to kill Anthony Joshua in Nigeria. What is you
nah,
talking
They
actually
about?
no,
try to get him out of
Nigerians
here.
drive rough, man.
Yo,
Hey,
no
Crazy
cap. Let me
I
just say
got a
one
quick
thing.
question though, real.
Hold
Let
on,
me
hold on. Let
ask
me
y'all a quick
go
question.
ahead. Hold on, go ahead, no cap, and then you can ask your question, Pay.
All right.
You know,
All right.
I really like talking about this stuff in public, dog. But I realize we ain't got no choice at this point because this game
Man, we
7
thugging it
coming
out,
up.
man. It's New Year's, man. Let's thug it
This
out.
the
Go ahead,
critical
man.
time of it. Niggas don't know, dog. We got Nazis that took over, that's running the government right now, like literal Nazis. And, you know, shit about to hit the fan for real. But you know,
We ain't got no Nazis running no government if they
yes, we
with
do.
Israel. Come on, bro.
We got
I mean, if
Go
he's
ahead.
Nazis,
talking about
white
Operation Paperclip,
White
then he's
Christian
not
nationalists
wrong.
running the government, and they got an agenda, and they destroy, and they so stupid that they destroying the whole country just
You
to
talking
live
about
out their
Operation
racist
Paperclip?
utopia. So I'm like this: Do I know that black people are indigenous to America and South America? Yes,
The
but
whole
that don't mean
globe.
everybody is. Some niggas come from Africa. Some niggas migrated here on their own from Africa. Some niggas was prisoners of war or fleet. You know, look at the shit with these immigrants. They taking these immigrants out the United States and dumping them. They don't even know where they taking this niggas, taking them to. This is how people get sold into slavery. This is how slavery works. You get dumped off of the country. You don't know where you at. There's some niggas kidnap you. Now you in the slave trade. It is so these niggas is going probably slaves. All these immigrants and shit. They getting rid of. They probably gonna end up being on human traffic by some fucking cartel or human trafficking ring or whatever the fuck they got going on. All this shit, slavery still go on in the world today. So this is what's going to happen to them. And now the United States is responsible for that, which is going to be a stain on the country that will never be able to be removed going forward. The world has turned against the United States. Even Canada is preparing to go to war against us as we speak, and have created a 300,000 civilian militia that they're training right now. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's
Canada
gonna get
gonna get
tough.
slaughtered one day trying to
This
go
is
to
the
war with
end of
America.
white America, bro. The shit going after
Hey,
this shit.
We
This
belong
gonna
to
be
Israel,
something
by the
different.
way.
This is the time for niggas to hold fast and actually put in some work and build something because the opportunity is there. So I'm like this. All that FBA shit, that 80 shit, that shit is some COINTELPRO bullshit. Meant to divide niggas up.
What FBA shit?
Yeah, I agree with that.
No cap.
No cap. This the thing. This what y'all don't realize. All of that shit is some shit to divide. All of it, the whole conscious community thing they had going on, all that shit was to divide. Like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. This better, this better, this better. All of that shit was
that's not to divide. They was already divided. These niggas was just lost trying to find their way. But the thing is, we always is diverse. We not monolithic people. Some niggas is Moors. The Moorish doctrine is real. The first treaty in America was with the Moors. So the Sultan of Morocco, that treaty still stands. It recognizes black people as aboriginals of America. The Sultan of Morocco, who signed the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, the first treaty that the United States ever signed, the first nation to recognize America as a sovereign nation was Morocco. It's called the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. It's the oldest treaty in U.S. government.
What's percentage of people
acknowledge the black Americans as aboriginal?
So if all them people that's Moors, ICE go pick their ass up and send them back to Morocco, what they gonna do?
This is why you don't believe in more, because it's the more science temple is a scam. The more science temple is some niggas in prison. They learn a little bit of information. They turn it into a hustle. That more science temple is a scam. The more shit is real. Like I know in real more, that nigga got a Moroccan national ID. They can't pull him over. They can't do shit. But they drive it. They can't fuck with this nigga.
That's a small percentage.
All the Moors I know, most of the Moors I know was trying to get out of paying child support.
Right, but they don't know what they're doing. They're not real more. They more science temple. They following the more science temple. They not Moroccan national. They don't know the process.
So why they can't get, if ICE come get them? Why they can't get sent back to Morocco then? Because they
can't because they indigenous to America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is something put forth by the Moroccan Empire that used to own them when the Moroccan Empire used to own America, nigga. It is probably going to go back to, after the treaty expires, it's going to go back to the Moroccan Empire. Yeah. So this is like the last stand. That's why the white supremacy is coming out so hard. People don't know this shit about America. This shit is like the United Nations and the World Court. They recognize us as aboriginals to America, nigga. The world already know we are aboriginal to this world.
But no cap, if you're from Morocco, aren't you African American?
No, because I'm African American because I come from.
Hold on. Let's talk about this. How can you even be? Let me
ask a quick question though to the panel.
Listen. How can you be from two continents?
Exactly.
It's not saying from two countries. It's just saying.
How can you be African American? That shit don't make no sense.
Motherfuckers are Irish American. They ain't never been American.
We African.
Morocco's an African.
Nah, we American.
Now I get that, but like
I'm saying, I'm not an African. To me, it all means the same thing. That's why I say, just call me nigga. I'm a nigga.
Every person on this earth.
Until they stop treating me like a nigga, when I go to the courtroom, I'm a nigga.
Yeah.
And the police pull me over, I'm a nigga.
Pay got a question.
I'm writing the fucking bank, trying to get a loan from the bank. I'm a nigga.
So I got a question.
Behind enemy lines around this motherfucker.
Let pay the full talk, okay?
Yo, so I got a question, bro. Do y'all feel like we was fucking experimented on? And this is the reason why I'm asking y'all. Y'all notice like no motherfuckers ever get chicken pox no more?
Because they had a vaccine, bro.
No. I'm just saying.
I get what Peter trying to say, but like when you finish,
I'll people still get chicken pox.
They got a vaccine, paid, but people still get chicken pox.
I'm gonna try to help.
And of course, we was experimenting on. We just seen COVID. What you think that was?
Man, they did that shit.
So what Peter Fool's like thinking about or trying to articulate? You look at the Tuskegee experiment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when they was intentionally injecting, Black Americans with syphilis and all these different things under the guise of free healthcare, and this went on for like 30 years. And they used like a black nurse, I believe, and then I believe a white whistleblower blew the lid on that. So this was going on for 30 years, bro, when they intentionally injecting Black men and women with syphilis, essentially poisoning the community under the guise of healthcare. So if they was able to do that and it was going for 30 years, what else are they possibly doing?
But this is hold on. Y'all keep acting like this unique to Black people. They're doing this to all Americans, period.
That shit was specifically done.
Listen. Let me say this. Do you know that there's chemicals?
Boars are from America, dog.
Do you know that there's chemicals that they allow in foods that, let's say China, they're like, okay, we're going to see what that chemical does for y'all for 20 years before we decide to put it in our food. Yes, they absolutely are experimenting on everybody. It's not just unique to
man, most of the food they feed us is banned in other countries.
Wait. Can I say this?
Facts.
Hey, 2 cents. You wrong, because they got a case literally like 30 years ago. That, matter of fact, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, that they was sticking over 3,000, 4,000 black people with cancer. You know what I'm saying? They were sticking them with certain cancer.
Listen, how am I wrong though?
Hold on. And you can look it up. They was targeting only black people, and the guy only got like 10 years or something for that charge for sticking them with cancer. You can look it up right now on your phone. You wrong. They intentionally do shit to black people. So
they
I can't sit there and say
they intentionally do it to everybody, Rich.
you
think they just only doing it to black people? No.
The doctor that did it actually admitted to only doing it to black people.
He only did it to black people, but there's other things being done to everybody. It's things being done to only women. It's things being done to only black women. It's things, you get what I'm saying? Like this shit
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just only unique to black people.
I see what 2 Cents is saying, and what I'm going to say is I'm not going to say you're wrong, because what you're saying has merit. But what I'm saying is, or what No Cap or Paid in Full is trying to say is, these clandestine operations, right, that are specifically targeting black Americans. Now, when you look at the FDA, when they pass like a chemical or something like that they put in the food that essentially affects all Americans, that's not really the same thing. What I'm saying, like, you're intentionally going to the black community, and it's like a Trojan horse, right? We're giving you guys free healthcare. Mind you, you gotta look at the time frame. This is in the 1940s. You can't drink from the water fountain. You can't live in certain communities. You can't go down a block after the sundown. You can't look a white person in the eyes. Like, so for you to say as the government, come on down, we're gonna give you guys free healthcare, and then you inject them with syphilis, and then it goes on for 30 years. You look at something like the Philadelphia Move organization, right? The guy, I think John Africa or something like that. He was like a back to Africa kind of dude, and he was a nut job essentially. But the Philadelphia Police Department dropped actual bombs on these guys. This is as early as the 80s. So my thing is, like, when you look at really, really horrific things that a first world nation is not supposed to do, America tops the list every time. So like,
that's facts.
Like No Cap said about intentionally injecting black people with cancer. 4,000 people. He gets 10 years. I forgot the lady's name, right? But she was a probation officer, I believe. Over 40,000 black and Hispanic Americans got their cases overturned because this lady was intentionally diluting the urine samples and giving them false positives and sending black men back to jail. I think it was in Boston or one of them or something like that, right? These are the kind of cases that I'm talking about. And what I want to know is, show me the cases where it's like, all right, we had a study and it disproportionately affected or targeted the Asian community. You can't find that. We got hundreds of examples of them specifically targeting us. You know what we're going to do? Go ahead.
No. To piggyback off what you just said, though, bro. No different than when the motherfuckers, you see, when all them Asians and motherfuckers started getting killed, they passed a law for that shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's involving us. We doing that?
Hey, man, please let me jump into this.
Let me say one thing. I want to address Rich real quick, because he said something about LeBron, right? Nobody said LeBron got to do nothing. I get it, like, you got some kind of association with LeBron through your friends or something like that. What I'm saying is about LeBron, right? I didn't say that LeBron is doing anything, because as far as I'm concerned, LeBron is a very, very good role model. You look at his peers, right? You look at someone like Carmelo Anthony. It's always funny because Carmelo in 2005 was on the Street DVD talking about no snitching. You know, David Stern had a really, really bad problem with that, because you got a young athlete going into the hood saying, listen, no snitching, you catch your case, fight your time. That's very problematic, right? You look at Allen Iverson, same thing. So LeBron has never had nothing like that, right? No scandals or cheating, but there's a lot of whispers of him, cheating and smoking and doing things that we are privy to, but he's a human being. He is a very great role model. I wanted to just say that. I wasn't saying that he wasn't a good role model and he doesn't have to support the black community, even though he did it. So I just wanted to give you that distinction, bro. But that's it though. Go ahead, OG.
It really don't matter if you're a good role model or not. Like, look how they doing Shedeur Sanders. He don't do nothing. They still crucifying that man with stupid shit that they talking about.
But he a part of that. He a part of that. It's a reason why. I mean, shit. Have you heard of the humiliation ritual?
I mean, I ain't really been following it like that, but I'm just saying, like,
you know what it is? It's because Coach Prime is unapologetic. He's confident, and he's a positive role model. And you gotta remember, right? I want OG to get his point off. When you look at a quarterback, right? You look at someone like Michael Vick. You look at someone like, what's my man that played for the Ravens right now? Like the kid with the braids. All right, Lamar Jackson, right? You never hear them mention IQ. Every time Peyton Manning is mentioned, Tom Brady, or any one of these white quarterbacks, and I don't like to get into the white thing, you always say high IQ, intelligence. He makes the right play. He's a team player. You look at Luka, he plays the game the right way. You look at Jokic, they play the game the right way. He's so intelligent. When it comes to like LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson's always the freakish athleticism. It's never the intelligence that goes into the game. So even something like that. So now you look at Shedeur Sanders, right? He's coming in, he's wearing rollies, he's wearing gold chains, he's associating himself with the hip hop culture. They don't like that. They want their quarterbacks to be all-American go boys that play the game intelligently. Now, Shedeur is a great quarterback, right? And he might go far in the league, but he's gonna have to go up against that stereotype that's been embedded into NFL. So he's gonna get.
I was thinking if I was Shedeur, I wouldn't even play. Like, seriously, I'm already paid. What I got to play for? I'm not finna go through all this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's unnecessary.
But have any of y'all watched the movie?
Because 20 years from now, a young black quarterback is gonna get called a high intelligent player. Shedeur's the first person to come out of college, a very highly touted recruit. His father was a great, but he looks like the stereotypical street dude, a rapper. He's gonna get the hate. He's not a part of Good Boy Club.
He don't look 20 like years. No street dude or no rapper supreme.
I'm not saying. Listen, what I'm trying to say is 2 cents. I'm not saying that he looks like a thug. I'm saying that's how they're looking at him. He got the braids. He got the jewelry. He got the chains. He talks a certain way, right? So now, the people they want to represent the quarterback position, we know that they're white American men. So him doing that, and he's so unapologetic like his father, he's gonna get the hate. If he was to put his head down and not say too much like RG3 and make corny jokes, because he had braids too, but nobody looked at him as a thug because he came out and said things against the black community and he dated a white woman and blah, 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 whatever. Like, they didn't give him the same level of hate or criticism. So that's what I want to say about him.
And a lot of them motherfuckers into a lot of dark shit, bro. So anybody ever heard of the player Trey Burke?
No, never heard of him.
Yeah, I remember Trey Burke.
He went to Michigan. He went to Michigan, bro.
He
got the exposing shit. He go into the whole situation to where D Rose that faked his injury with the ACL shit the second time, because he wasn't trying to get down with the program and what they was trying to get the NBA to, which is why LeBron and shit, Steph Curry and them was all still at the top, bro. They with that club. Hell yeah, they with that club, bro.
Now I'm saying, what did Trey Burke expose though?
He pretty much was saying that how D Rose, you gotta go and look. What's that man? You know Method Man?
Yeah.
Not Method Man, but what's my man name? He a battle rapper. Math Hoffa. If you go look at D Rose interview, bro, he breaks down. He starts saying so much without saying so much. If you know what I mean.
What I would say is, I don't know about the Trey Burke thing, but you know what got him in trouble? When he got on ESPN and said that the NBA has a bad steroid problem. From there, you see the injuries come out. You see different things come out. He got on ESPN and he said that the NBA has a very, very bad steroid problem. And
the NBA needs the snack program, man.
So
you know what it is. You know, Mr. Grant. You know what it is, Mr. Grant.
Nigga, LeBron 41 still dunking.
Yeah, LeBron definitely on them.
Hey, y'all don't know LeBron was under investigation for using steroids?
Yeah, man.
Hey, two cents.
You think that nigga hair went away for nothing?
Hey, two cents. If you really got some knowledge on that, put your boy Band up. No, hold on real quick, y'all. If you really got some knowledge, put your boy Band up on when it comes to this.
Nigga, just look it up. It's all just look up LeBron.
I never really heard.
Come on.
Hey, 2 cents. Hold up.
Look at that nigga hair.
The first time I ever heard LeBron James on steroids was on a boxing platform. I swear to God.
Bro, you can
No.
listen. Do y'all know? Hold on, Rich. You know when y'all see those people, those players, and their heads get big, and then they have like the black stuff like on their face, on the sides of their face. That's the side effect of HGH.
LeBron James for sure.
Hey, listen. Can we all agree right now though that whenever you make it big, it's gonna be all types of rumors on you?
Man, hell no.
Niggas had rumors on it. Niggas had rumors on it when they just touching a couple of dollars.
I can't wait till they come out and tell y'all how LeBron was point shaving.
This nigga's a billionaire. They one black billionaire.
Listen, we know that shit, man. They don't got from no back in the day, man. So you're gonna defend LeBron, but listen, Savannah James got caught picking up a steroid package with the initials LJ on it. You could look it up, bro. You remember when Dwayne Wade? It's a fact. You remember when Dwayne Wade had that big ass tumor in his jaw that he had to get removed? Come on, them boys is on that shit.
Yeah, bro, you gotta think. You gotta think. Why LeBron fucking hair is the way it is, bro? He started going bald at an early age, bro.
Nigga, Tupac was going bald in the 80s. Like Jordan was bald when he was in his 20s.
Tupac was bald at 24, man.
Tupac still had his hair, nigga.
He still had it. That was a 20.
Look at the
Tupac hairline. They interviewed the nigga in jail. She was pushed all the way back.
LeBron genetics fucked up.
No, with that nigga flying like he Jordan, all of a sudden his genetics fucked up. Come on, bro. Man, come on, bro.
LeBron did have bad hair genetics, nigga.
Hey, didn't LeBron say he spent like $2 million a year on his body? What you think he talking about?
He never said that.
He did say that shit.
No, he did say that. He said that shit. A million on his body, but that's from all them people that he deal with, but that ain't no steroids.
Nah, bro. Nah, Rich, you think that nigga? You really think that nigga playing that many games?
So two says, watch this. Hey, watch this. Hey, watch how this bounce back though. If that's the case, why didn't he go get Victor Conte on the low?
Because Victor Conte is banned from all other sports.
Hey, that's why I said, hey, look, he could have came and got him on the logo.
Right, but that'll mean he using steroids. It's like Kobe when he went to Germany, he got them stem cells.
That nigga ain't stupid now. He
like
ain't stupid.
Stem cell injections and some shit like
that. Man, that nigga naturally good. Like that's what I don't understand. Like,
bro. So you really, man,
why would he ruin his whole career on some stuff like that?
Rich, you think this nigga?
Let me say this. This is the thing y'all gotta realize, and I'm gonna let Blue Hustle.
Man, they got people that's worth.
Hold on, Rich. This is the thing y'all gotta realize. Majority of all top athletes are doing something illegal, most likely, y'all. Like I don't understand why y'all just won't accept that. It is what it is.
Hey, listen. They got people that's worse than y'all investigating LeBron. You think they wouldn't found shit out yet?
If you with them people, bro, you're protected. You're protected, bro. That nigga's protected.
There's two different instances of LeBron being connected to steroids, bro. Through Savannah James, you can look that one up, and then you got the Biogenesis Clinic in Miami. Look it up. I think it's the Biogenesis Clinic in Miami that connected LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and all them dudes. And then you had the Savannah James thing where she was picking up a package like Evans Fields. With Holyfield. Holyfield never had no positive test, but we know that Evans Fields got that package directly to his crib. So 1 + 1 is 2, bro. Like,
yo,
it's okay.
Blue Hustle man, what's up,
LeBron, right? Why y'all just can't be honest, bro? Like, I don't understand it.
It don't take away from that nigga
Well,
great.
so you want us to so
It
so
does.
so you want us
Hold on,
you want us to put
guys. Let
you want us to
talk.
put a bad bone on the nigga.
Yo, Rich,
Be honest
let
about
Hustle Man talk, bro. We know that you're gonna defend LeBron, but let Hustle Man talk though.
LeBron was at Diddy parties. That nigga's a scumbag. Go ahead, Blue Hustle.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party. Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
man.
Nah, Boosie ain't part of that club.
With P. Diddy. You know what I'm saying?
Boosie
was there too.
Then
Nah, Boosie ain't a part of that
fell asleep
club.
on you, nigga. Hustle Man fell asleep on you, Rich. You talking
Blue
that
Hustle
bullshit.
Man, you there? You on mute?
You fell asleep. Rich talking that bullshit.
Yes, please.
You on mute, Hustle Man?
Hey, Supreme, I always get you mixed up with Tony, man. You the realer nigga, man.
Y'all, you ain't so funny?
Yeah.
You just reminded me, right?
I can't.
You just reminded me, right?
Hey,
I wanted to say something about Tony, but like I forgot, right? As soon as I got on the panel and we talking about that Black Power shit, nigga Tony said I'm out of here.
Yeah.
That nigga got right off the panel.
Hey, let me jump in. You just said something about Black Power. Look, man, when it come to these white folk over here, you cannot achieve extreme mainstream success and lucrative capabilities unless you play their game.
Unless you bust it wide open.
It's impossible. If you unapologetically black and you really bought that life, you will not get this type of clout, man.
At all.
Hey, I don't know if anybody tell you funny as hell though. Sometimes. Oh God, you funny as hell.
Only when I'm not talking about Terrence Crawford, Band Up.
Hey, listen.
Something like that. I don't get butthurt about this shit. So some of the shit you do be saying, like I told you, when you came up with them little 2 pictures, them was some of the best pictures I'd have ever seen. You did.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, Banda, not to be funny, but like when I first heard you on Manager Marty, bro, I just pictured like you rolling your neck and snapping your fingers, gang. Like I'm like, yo, bro, what is this dude? This dude is such a
Hey, y'all know what's funny though? Let me tell y'all something real funny. I thought Band Up was for the longest time, y'all. I thought Band Up was a teenager. I thought he was probably my oldest son.
No,
so hold on. I used to be going ham on Band Up. I used to be going ham, and then he realized Band Up was grown. I was like, "Oh shit, you a grown ass man, Band Up. I thought you was a teenager, bro."
I thought Frequent was a little nigga, bro. That nigga, I ain't know he was that damn old, bro. Swear to God, swear to God, bro. That nigga turned on his camera.
Yo,
bro, that nigga turned on his camera, bro. I said, what the fuck?
This nigga 50 years old, bro, talking that bullshit, right?
From anywhere from 19 to 23, they always tell me I look, even like just looking at me, they always tell me I look younger than what I am. Yeah, I'm 20. I'm
like, I can tell you one of them old niggas that look young. Nigga, what you talk about?
No, but who surprised me was Boxing Hacker. I didn't think bro was that old. I thought he was in his 20 or something.
Yo, Hacker got dressed, like, bro. I was dead.
You said
what? You got children, don't you?
Yeah, I got a son.
I got a kid.
I got a child.
Boxing Hacker, like was trying to. Boxing Hacker was trying to dox you on the internet, bro. I had to tell him.
Watch this, Boxing Hacker.
You nigga look like T-Pain and shit like that.
Hey, Boxing Hacker. You still with the baby mama?
Yeah.
Oh, she put up with your shit. Shit. I know she put up with your shit.
You know, Hacker Nigeria. You know he got like 3 concubines, a couple mistresses. Don't let the bad boxing takes fool you, you know?
Nigeria be slapping they women around. They be like, shut
they move around. They be and y'all be tricking crazy.
Hey, I promise you. Hey, look, no, in 10 years, it's gonna be a little hacker on here telling us how we know that.
Man.
Yo,
that's
right, it's so funny, yo, Rich, yo, you funny as hell because like I noticed that like we was talking, and then
the conversation started going towards like the black community. This nigga got off the panel immediately, bro.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, yo, Tony did not want to hear that shit. He's like, nah, I'm out of here. That's my cue to go.
He ain't got nothing. He ain't got nothing. He know niggas ain't gonna allow that rage baiting on that shit.
Hey, Boxing Hacker, how old are your kids? How old are your kids, Boxing? How many got and how old are they?
Oh, I mean, he's
who that? That's Hustle Man.
Hold on. Let him answer.
Nah, Boxing Hacker about to get mad at you, man. He don't like when you talk personal with him. Yeah.
Hold on, man. Y'all stop doing that, please. I'm doing this for a reason. I just wanted to see something. Y'all messing
I
it
want
up.
to know if that's Hustle Man because we was asking to hear you talk for like the last 10 minutes, Brody.
Yeah.
Okay, so Boxing Hacker.
Yeah.
Nah, Boxing Hacker. So you how old are your kids?
He's
and how many?
1.
Nah, this nigga lying.
I'm lying.
Yeah,
he got some mischief.
He saying he got no kids, man.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't think
nigga don't got no kids, man.
This nigga don't got no kids. He lying, man. He lying.
Nigga don't got no kids, man.
You have to be pulling all the white girls. Y'all better stop playing.
White girls.
That don't mean he got kids. That don't mean he got any kids.
Y'all know Hacker. What you a coding engineer or something? He be having all the white girls.
I promise you I wasn't gonna do this, but Hacker, I got a question. I do got one question.
Hacker disagreeing everything. Yeah.
When he asked you what was Mushu, he said he didn't know what that was, bro.
Mushu?
Yeah, yes.
Mushu.
Yes, if I ask any man on this planet what the Mushu is, they gonna know
what's a
is.
Mushu.
What the fuck is Mushu?
Listen, man, we not doing the Diddy thing right now, man.
That sounds like some hillbilly shit.
No, Rush Hour. Hey, everybody in this motherfucker seen Rush Hour, right?
Oh,
yeah,
everybody.
Thank you. That's all I gotta say.
But that's still some Diddy shit, though, bro.
No, Deep asked this nigga Hacker like a month ago what was a Mushu. That nigga said he don't know. He said, bro, you gotta go.
I think the Mushu was the part when they was on the plane and they was talking about going to like those Asian massage parlors or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like some Diddy shit. Like, what type of time you want, bro? Why you brought that
up? He said he lied. He said he lied about having kids. I'm like,
because Boxing Hacker, Band Up don't know what he asking.
Band Up, you're on some freak shit. But listen, Rich, I want to address a point that you said about the African community, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, right? I used to think that too, because like I'll watch interviews and certain people would say, "Oh, Africans look down on us." That's cat. I'm gonna tell you why, right?
Yeah.
I'm in
deal
the
with
Bronx.
Africa right now.
All right, I got a little African shorty. I ain't gonna say too much. Like basically, the first generation that came here in the 80s and the 90s, whatever, they came from really strict religious families. But as they blended in with the culture, had kids, they kids is gang banging too now.
Oh yeah.
In the Bronx, a lot of the Nigerians, a lot of dudes from Ghana, they blood, they crip, they getting this. A big drill rapper from the Bronx, he's Nigerian or African. So they doing the same thing. They gang banging, they having children, they doing the same exact thing. So initially when they first come here, they're gonna be standoffish because that's what they taught. Oh, look, the black community is there. But when they get on the soil and they have to live amongst us.
I gotta bounce, y'all. Check this out.
No. Let me say
hold on. I gotta bounce. Let me say this first before I go, man. We got to keep in mind those our native Africans from the motherland, they've been colonized far longer than us. They've been mind fucked way longer than us. So
that's facts.
I mean, you give and take when it comes to them, but they got it worse than us, man. So
what?
I can't fault them to that degree. I love all my African people worldwide.
Now let me
You
say
know what I'm
this.
saying? I'd like to point out that Ethiopia has never been colonized.
Hey, I'm gonna fight it.
Hey, Supreme. Hey, Supreme. Well, I wasn't saying nothing wrong with Africans because I got a few African people. We got like a big African community. We got Ethiopian community. We got Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Liberia. We got all that out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But mostly Ethiopian though. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm at. But what I'm saying is,
are you in Silver Spring?
Nah, no, hell nah. But it's over there though. It's over there in the Tacoma, all that. But
Yeah,
what I was
Tacoma
about to
Park area,
what I was about to say is this though, that when I talk to different Africans, I'm not talking about the guys. I'm talking about just different Africans that came to this country like 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, or whatever. And I bring up, just like I said before, I bring up the Tyler situation. You know, you like spark a conversation. I'm like, man, what does color mean? You know what I'm saying? As far as the South Africans, they tell me, oh, color just mean that you black and white, that you light skin, you in a different community. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that, right? But then they would get to talking, and then you know, I would get into all that stuff. So how do y'all think about black people? What y'all mom think about us? And that's when they would tell us, you know what I'm saying? That's what they would tell me for real. They would tell me shit
so look,
that
Rich.
Boxer Hacker, they would tell me stuff that Boxer Hacker saying, like, okay, we know
Well,
that
that's
y'all
facts
went through
though.
all this stuff. We know that y'all went through all this stuff, but how y'all gonna change? Like, and they
But
think
look
it's
though,
just
Rich.
it's
This is
they
why you
think
gotta distinguish
it
it, brother.
change at it. They think it changed with a snap of a finger. I'm like, nah, it's a lot of stuff that they put us through. You know what I'm saying? Like from the crackers to
All
the
right, so now
drugs
look,
getting
Rich.
out here to all types of stuff. So
Hold
that's
on,
what
Let
I'm
me say
saying.
this. Let me say
Hold
this,
on,
Rich.
Blue
But what
Hustle
can you?
Man. Blue Hustle Man, are you there? Blue Hustle Man, you there?
Yeah.
He probably still there.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, so
Go ahead,
let me
Blue.
say this real quick, Rich. Now, what you're saying is absolutely correct, right? But you reiterated my point. You talking to dudes that just came in 3, 4 years ago. Another point that you got to remember, right? You look at someone like Malcolm X. He was having issues with the Nation of Islam, right? He took Hajj and went to Mecca. He learned real Islam. It was a Kenyan activist that made Malcolm X really start thinking about the African community worldwide. He stopped thinking about the Black American diaspora and the Nation of Islam, and he started including all Africans, right? This is where the Pan-Africanism came from a Kenyan activist. I forgot his name, Theo Pinta, something like that, but he got assassinated as well. So I just feel like, no cap said, right? Africans are not a monolithic group. You got to remember, it's a continent, bro. Another thing too, right? A lot of them didn't have movements like we had in America. Now, they had similar movements, but they didn't have the same level of success. You look at someone like Frantz Fanon, who wrote The Wretched Earth and Black Skin, White Mask, I believe, right? He was like he sparked the brain for like Huey Newton, Bobby Seale, and Malcolm X, because he was a psychiatrist and he wrote on the effects of colonialism on the African community. So what I'm saying is, there are Africans that are aware of what happens in America, but the vast majority, they live in their own bubble like anybody else. So for my next point, now, the way we view color in America is not how they look at it. The way we look at race, ethnicity, and stuff like that, they look at it completely different. They're going to identify as a Nigerian and then ethnic group, right? We don't do that. So they want to create some distance between us. But like when they come to the country and they live amongst us for a decade or two, they start blending right in. And then those thoughts go away. I just want to say that, bro.
So I'll counter that a little bit, right? When you say they don't have like, I guess like protests like they do in the US, right? You have to understand one thing, right? When things happen in certain parts of Africa, it's drastic. You know, not to say things that are not drastic here, but like when I mean drastic, I mean like the government's at war with rebels, you know? You want to go out there and protest, you probably get chopped up. You know, try to go out there and protest. It's not.
I see, Hacker.
Yeah,
this is why I push back on you, right? Because you got someone like Che Guevara, right? He helped Fidel Castro overthrow Batista and got overthrew that whole regime, basically. But what Che Guevara did was he went through Africa and tried to do the same thing, right? So what I'm trying to say is, where's the African revolutionary that said, you know what? I'm going to try to liberate Black people worldwide.
Well, you watch the movie Black Panther, right? A quote that always rang true in Black Panther is all the good leaders always die, you know? When you have leaders like the one because Africa is a very big continent. If you unify it, becomes probably the most powerful nation, right? So they always have people to stop that.
He took the Thomas. What's my man Thomas Scunf? What's the dude? This dude that got assassinated.
Thomas Sankara.
Hold on, my volume went down.
It got to be Thomas
What's
Sankara.
the
That's
dude
what
that
you're
got
talking about.
assassinated? Thomas what's his nigga name?
Sankara.
Thomas Sankara.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, nigga,
yeah.
Thomas
Yeah.
Sankara. What you talking about?
But yeah, I think that's like you have
Okay,
to keep
hold
that
on,
in
y'all
mind.
gotta let Blue Hustle Man talk. Yeah, just
Oh,
kept
go ahead.
going. Go ahead, Blue Hustle Man.
My bad. My
Okay,
shit
go
got fucked
ahead.
up.
Yeah, what's going on? What's good, everybody?
Hey now.
What's the topic going on?
Bro, I'm about to kick you off of here.
Man, you cut us off to let him do
Go back
that.
to bed, bro.
What's up with you,
I still go back. Hey, don't even wake up next time, bro. Just-
Hold on. Let's say
Get
like
Blue Hustle Man off that gas, man.
that Traore nigga in Burkina Faso. He took Thomas.
Yeah.
He took the place
That
of the last
gentleman
dude
that-
that got assassinated. He liberated.
Hey.
He liberated
I
the
love what
country.
he's doing over there. I love
say
that
color is a little bit different.
last gentleman that was just talking, man. He was talking for a while. You know, I just respectfully listened to what he had to say, but you know, I still got a life, so I had to get up and make a couple movements, move around a little bit. But yeah, that's why I just caught back when I heard my name being called. But what's going on with 2 Cents? Everybody on the panel, everybody in the chat.
Hey, good morning, bro. Good morning.
Talking about some shit.
The Hustle Man, you sound like a character in the Martin Show, man.
He
Sound like what?
A character in the Martin Show.
I thought you said child predator.
No.
I swear I thought that's what you said.
I was making a joke on Bro Man Fifth Floor, like, but go ahead though, Hustle. Go ahead.
No, but I was gonna say that you're right about the color thing. We don't. Of course, the disparity of color is different for in Africa because like slavery wasn't the same perspective that y'all saw in America. But what we do have is colorism. Colorism was born from being colonized. Yeah.
Hacker. It's like 54, 53 nations in Africa, some shit like that. But
Yeah.
South Africa, that's what I'm saying. When I be talking to people, South Africa had it. South Africa, the only place that could compare to America, as far as Black
Everybody
Americans,
I
when
meet
it
from
comes.
South Africa is white.
Listen, I'm just saying. I'm saying South Africa.
Weird, right?
South Africa. South Africa. South Africa is the only people that like to compare to Black Americans when it comes to that slavery stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Really.
I don't know about. No, I'm saying the only place.
Really.
I'm saying only place in Africa, and the reason why I say the only place in Africa because they had white people there. They had all, you know what I'm saying, British people there, and they was really slaving Black people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. And then when I was talking about color, I was saying what Tyler was saying, because she said that she's colored. That means her dad white and her mom black or something like that. She light skinned, so they call it colored. You know what I'm saying? Out there. And I ain't know that was a big community, but they said out there now that from what I've been talking to South Africans about, that out there now colored people look down upon. They the ones that's really poor out there now. You know what I'm saying? They the ones that's broke. It used to be the blacks, but now they the ones that's broke. You know what I'm saying? And all that type of shit. So
Rich,
Didn't they start killing like white people in South Africa, the farmers or something like that?
Yeah, they did trouble.
That's what Elon Musk is. Y'all know Elon Musk is also African. He's also from South Africa.
But let me just say one thing and then fall back in the background because I got to do some little things. South Africa can't compare to Black Americans as far as the slavery thing because that's not that. I think the comparison is Jim Crow and apartheid. On that, you absolutely right on that. But yeah, me fading in the background.
Yeah,
you got to stop looking to the past. Like I say, when I found out I was Ethiopia, I looked up with Ethiopia and shit.
Yeah, Dondre, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show, Dondre?
Yeah, salute. I was just up here listening to y'all fucking playing 2K this whole time. I just jumped in here because I'm kind of different because I actually dated a girl and I was with a girl from Nigeria. One of my crazy stories with a girl from Nigeria. So it's like,
that's the one that tried to run you over?
Nah, she was Jamaican.
Oh
Lord, that explains.
Yo, you know what's funny about Jamaican?
Jamaican women are very strong-minded and they don't play no games.
And they're very aggressive.
Very strong-minded.
Jamaican women, they not playing. They on some bullshit.
I think Jamaicans are originally Sierra Leone.
The Mayadi girl. Oh, you want to Mayadi girl?
What?
Yo, David is
Oh hell nah.
Dude,
Hey,
what
let's
you
talk
talking
about boxing now. Let's talk about boxing, man.
He said, I'm on the city and want them yard together.
Oh
I want
hell
yard.
no.
Hey, Hacker, I gotta ask you this.
Yeah.
Hacker,
Yeah.
Hacker,
Shit crazy.
I gotta ask you.
Yeah, what's up?
The first time I started meeting Nigerians was in the
Yeah.
70s when they came over here, and a lot of them were going to Howard University, things like they were going to school basically.
Yeah.
And so I learned a lot about Nigerians during that period. I have never, and I hate to disparage anybody, but I have never met so many of one group of people who was on what Tucson had mentioned earlier, scammers. That credit.
Oh, Nigeria gonna scam the fuck out you.
I feel like Indians do it more though. I feel like
Nah,
Indians
yeah.
scam
They
more.
might,
It's
but I
about
met
50-50.
and when I had my brief period where I had to get, when I got incarcerated,
Yeah.
almost every Nigerian
Yeah. Oh yeah,
was
yeah,
there
you
for
was
credit
down
card
in
debt.
jail. Hey, no.
Hold on, one mic, y'all.
Oh,
One mic.
man.
Let Mr. Greg
Hey,
talk. One mic.
Hey, Greg.
Hold on, Rich. Hold on, Rich. Hold on.
It was crazy. I just about
Exonerated.
every last one of them. And what was funny, how successful they had been
Oh yeah.
at doing it until they got caught.
You know
Hey,
what?
hey, Greg.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg. Hey,
So what's your
Greg,
question,
them
Mr.
niggas,
Greg?
hey, Greg, they, you know what they are? You know where you see the most of them at? In the nursing field, and then
Yep.
with another place you see them at. They all
Yeah.
COs at DC jail. They all COs. Upper
Yep.
Marlboro, they all COs.
Mm-hmm.
They all through the
Same
man.
down here. Same way
They
down
all
here.
COs. Them niggas, man. They, oh my God. It's a million of them.
Somebody asked, what did I do?
Yeah,
Who asked
because
that?
like
Yeah, who'd you take out? I guess.
that's Big Supreme. Because like when I look at you, I call you the Billy D. Williams of the boxing YouTube.
Now I've seen you say
community.
that. Now I told you
But you giving me the tape
I got
by
it.
some power, man.
Yeah, I got accused of putting somebody down because of the people that I was with.
I knew it, man. I
And
knew it. Yo, you
it
can't
was,
fool me, Mr. Greg. I knew it.
It was a federal witness, and I had words with him and two other people and on two other occasions. And so what happened was we were in a spot, words got exchanged, but it didn't come from me at that time. Person got put down, but I was right there. So when the stories got back to law enforcement, they came for me. And so I had to go through that until finally the video that was hidden was surprisingly found, and they had to let it go. But it took 18 months for that to happen. So,
Hey, Greg.
That's why I always call you OG.
So, wait, what was your question, Mr. Greg?
Wait, hey, Greg. Hey, Greg, and you said you sure you never heard of nobody named Linwood Gray?
Yeah, I have. I don't know, but I heard the name.
Okay.
What I was asking you, Hacker, is how did that come such a phenomenon over in Nigeria where all of them come over here? And I know they've been in other places because I've seen some newsreels about it, particularly one particular Nigerian.
That's what they do in Nigeria.
Yes, because they got. How did that become a thing, Hacker?
Well. So remember what I said earlier, right? It's that whole concept of show me an economy and I'll show you its people, right? So Nigeria has a large power. America's separated by what? Small upper class, small lower, a little bit bigger lower class, and then huge middle class. Like all of us probably fit in the middle class. All of us make different salaries and stuff, right? But we all fit like a certain bubble. Like we don't really see differences in each other, right? Because we're all just like middle class people. Whether you're making 50K, 30K, 60K, 100K, we're all still just middle class people. Nigeria is the middle class is small, upper class is small, huge poverty level. So when you have huge poverty level, you have things that like crime and stuff. But also one thing about Nigerians, they're very resourceful as well. So it makes sense that something like what you call scamming will become popular because Nigerians always try to find a way to make money. You know, that's just in our culture.
Or why credit cards?
Why anywhere in the system? It's been credit cards, it's been gift cards, it's been group homes, anything is in the system. Now, keep in mind though, I know you look at like Nigeria just seems like a lot of corrupt people, but also U.S. is like that as well. You know what happens is that you don't see as much in the U.S. because it's like hidden in your government or like it's a little more hidden, you know. But like, yeah, it's more hidden in like there's corruption. There's more corruption here, you know, in America than there is in Nigeria. But you just see it more because more people get
more blatant in Nigeria, though.
It's more blatant, exactly.
When I was living in New York,
it stems from the poverty levels, and then like people find means to make money. Same thing with India. So if you think about like all the scam calls you get, right, that be like from like India, like, hey, give us your social. Those, you know, like it all stimulates from a poverty level that breeds corruption. You know, that's just how.
That fraud going on in Minnesota is egregious.
I'm not gonna put that all on them because I know a lot of them niggas be at the dealers at the auctions too, though, man. It's a lot of them.
But
I don't know what the fuck y'all be doing up there, man. But y'all love getting them cars and sending them back home.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's a trade though, right?
I met a whole lot of them when I was living in New York, because I lived in New York, and my roommate, she was a model, but there was a cosmetic company that got started here in New York called Zuri, and this back then, this is during the 70s. A lot of black entrepreneurs here and over in Lagos, to be precise, were doing an import-export thing.
But you know why they get caught? Let me explain something to you, right? Something that's big in Nigeria, like, is status. Like, the concept of status is really big. Like, who you are. Are you a doctor? That's why you see Nigerians, a lot of them forced to go to school because they want to have like big
all nurses.
Yeah, they're all nurses. The nurses
with
make
fat
money,
asses,
right?
with fat ass butts.
Oh my gosh! I can't follow Rich nowhere. Yeah, like so like they're about status. So like that's why you see a lot of them get caught. Also because once they have that money, they want to show like who they are, you know. And a lot of times that's why they end up getting caught, and you see them in the prison system a lot, you know.
Yeah, well, I saw a lot of them when I was in New York. Like I said, I wouldn't go to Nigeria because my roommate was going to Lagos.
Yeah,
and I said it'd be just my luck if I go. And during that time, there was a military coup every 2 years, and if you got caught up in that and you didn't have any money to bribe your way out of jail, you short.
Yeah, man.
But they had like 10.
Hush Puppy was a big guy. He got really caught. He was crazy.
Yeah, they had a number of military coups, but back here, like I said, when that situation happened with me, and it was because of who my associations was and all the other things as well. But while I was there, because I was down at eventually I was sent down to Lord Penitentiary, and every single one of them damn Africans was in there for a huge credit card. Every one of them, and some of them knew each other just because of what they were doing. They didn't know each other personally, but they knew of each other because of the amount of work they was doing on the credit card scam.
It be working, but then they be snitching on themselves.
Oh yeah, they you can't trust them.
It's very methodical in the way they do it. But then you see this guy that doesn't work, but he's always in the club popping bottles, and then everybody starts suspecting.
I had one a friend of mine who used to pretend he was a doctor.
Yeah, Hush Puppy was the most popular one, where he was like flying private jets and all that.
Yes, he's the one that has.
You said who? You said
Hush Puppy. This guy.
Hush Puppy. Yeah.
I was Supreme on here.
No, I don't think so.
I was at Fort Dix with him. It was a guy named Benson though, that was from Nigeria. He was from Laurel. Benson, he Nigerian. He got caught up.
Is he very skinny?
Nah, he old. He like 60 years old, but he welcomed Hush Puppy on the yard real well, man. Cause niggas
Yeah.
had respect. Niggas
Yeah.
had respect for
Is he
Vincent, but
still in?
nah, they on in Fort Dix right now.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
Hush
still in
Puppy,
there.
yeah, they
Hush
locked that
Puppy,
brother up,
Hush
man.
Puppy ended up going on to the east side. When he first came on the over there, though, I know he paid a nigga $300 or $400 for a nigga's shoes off his feet with some $50 shoes. I know
Well, I
they
mean,
extorting them over there on the east side. It's a lot of homies.
Yeah.
I know they over there probably.
Yeah.
it was his fault though. Like when you look at
I
this
know
guy,
they.
like
I was on the west
You
side
say
with him
they
for like a
extorting
month
the
though.
fuck out of them.
Yeah, because you know you got. That's all they do over there. You know. I ain't gonna sit there and speak too much on that type of stuff, but a lot of niggas that's from around that side don't got no money, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of niggas, they like to rob. They like to put that mask on and rob. You know what I'm saying?
It was crazy, but
And do their thing.
because what
You know
I
what
had,
I'm saying?
I was in the club business, and I had to basically when I would see them coming to the club, I wouldn't let them use credit cards because I knew the credit card. So say it again now.
That's discrimination. You don't let them use credit cards.
Doesn't matter. I'm discriminating. I'm not letting you because see when those credit cards start bouncing back.
Yeah.
The bank's coming, and then eventually law enforcement is coming because it looks like we're purposely allowing them to come to use hot credit cards.
But you know,
we used to do that all the time.
Around, you know, Mr. Greg, you look at them, right? But like I said, America's been corrupted to Africa for a long time.
I'm not saying we're not.
It's all around. You know, it's not just.
But they travel with tax.
But yeah, it all stimulates. If you really want to know where it stimulates from, it always stimulates from a poor economy.
Yeah, I just wonder why they
whether it's Nigeria, whether it's India, whether it's Jamaica, it always stimulates from wherever you see poverty is when you see crime more.
Yeah.
Even
You always see a black
like you look in if you go to like the hood, you know, you see more crime there.
Yep.
When you go to places that are rich, it's like people are more leisure because your economy is a reflection of the people and vice versa.
But
Shit,
nowadays,
I can go down north and Penn.
Nowadays,
niggas out there boosters all over the street.
Yeah, but nowadays
day long.
you can go to somewhere that got some places that got money, and you can't really. You could see the difference, but it's still going. You still gonna have some niggas out there or some people out there doing stuff that's you know what I'm saying.
Yo, Rich and Mr. Gray, you know one thing I realized, we live in the DMV, right? And also David Lynch. You know what I realized? Like there are certain places you go in DMV, you don't see many black people at all. Like you go to like places like in Chevy Chase, you know, like certain parts of Virginia, you don't see a lot of black people. But whenever you go to places that are like close to like court systems or like a little bit poor area, it's like a bigger influx of people. Yes, it'll be like two different worlds.
That's the whole U.S. because we very segregated because
that's
I'm from the
That's kind of true.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really agree because right now you go anywhere, man. I think this area got there. So I think besides New York, we probably got the most different like culture backgrounds out here. You know what I'm saying? Asians, white, Spanish, just everything out here, man.
You ain't nowhere near South Florida
because at one point it was Chocolate City here.
Exactly.
That's changed now. We're down to almost 33% that's black. But that's because we've been priced. Well, I haven't, but most black people have been priced out. At one point, you was forced out. But if you got enough money, I'll say it like that, you can stay in some of the more quality type of places in Washington D.C. But if you don't have any money, you're gonna get pushed to the edges.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, tell me that talk, Mr. Black.
Yeah, I mean that's just how the system is set up.
Priced out.
Yeah, you just price them out, and then you create jobs that you know a certain segment of the city or the populace don't have the skill sets for. Because see, there are jobs here, but there's a lot of people, particularly us, in large numbers, who don't have the skill sets for the higher paying jobs. So you got a lot of people come here that can rent the $8,000 a month apartments, and most of them are young. They'll have 3 or 4, maybe 5 roommates and things like that. But they also are getting the jobs that are in the high 5 figures and the mid, even the low 6 figures. But the jobs are here. You just got to have the skill sets. A lot of the schools have changed over a 25-year period. There used to be a time when you can come out of high school, and even if you wanted to be in a trade, a lot of the trades pay 6 figures. There used to be schools here. A lot of black men, boys at the time, could come out of school with a trade. Even if they went to jail, they could come out of jail with a trade. You don't even have that anymore. So when you want to change the demographics of people now, you can't necessarily be blatant with it, with the racism. You just price them out. Hey, you can stay.
Hey man, look, when I came home, I went straight. Look, I was sitting in there, sitting in the cell at night. You know what I mean? Rich, the motherfuckers like to come around like around 3:30, 4 in the morning and shake down your cell and make you come out and whatnot, right? So I'll be up and I'll be looking at newspapers, and I was looking at what is out here that I can get into, because I need a plan B. Plan A got me locked up. I need a plan B. So I started looking for my plan B. My plan B was to go to school. You know what I mean? Because I was always good at electronics, taking shit apart, hooking up a cable box or two. You know what I mean? For free cable and shit back in the day. So I went on and I wanted to go back to school. My probation officer told me I can go back to school because I had to go through drug treatment, right? Because I smoked herb. Motherfuckers was looking at me like I was crazy in group. You in here because you smoke weed? What? Nigga, what the fuck? Yo, shit was crazy, yo. Right? So I go ahead, I can take a part of get into a program, pay for everything I needed, and I took my ass back to school for electronics, computers, and telecommunications. So, you know what I mean? I could go ahead, repair, build PCs at the same time. I was into electronics, repairing PC boards, you know what I mean? Being a test tech and whatnot. You know what I mean? Electronic engineer, So I went back to school. I was like, yo, fuck this. I need a plan B. I seen niggas fall, and I seen niggas never get the fuck back up. I seen niggas who I seen had it all end up being out on the motherfucking corner begging for a quarter.
That's the saddest thing to see.
Yeah.
You ain't lying.
And I was like, used to seeing them all the way up.
I seen cats who used to be riding around in the Benz, the 560 SE with like 3-4 broads and shit. Him and his boy and shit, yo, them niggas living it up. See him up in the club, the whole 9. Them boys came and got their asses and stripped them down. Niggas don't know, yo, the motherfucking feds, when they come and get you, they strip you down. They try not to leave you with shit.
Yeah.
They leave your ass.
Well, that's exactly what they do. Because the whole idea is to break.
Make whatever you're saying sound real ominous. I just think it's like funny. Everything you said had like a very ominous tone to it.
Yo, it's B-more, man.
Oh, you in Baltimore?
Yeah.
I'm in B-more, man. It's Baltimore. Yo, it's West Side, man.
You can never tell by his accent. B-more is the only place in DMV that they have their own accent.
I couldn't tell that he was from Baltimore.
I could tell by him saying it. Just by he sounds like Coach Calvin.
No, now that part I get.
Yeah,
I didn't pick that up on him most of the time. But yeah, that whole Baltimore thing, is crazy because if you from Prince, even 50 years later, if you're from Prince George's County, you over there at Baltimore Penitentiary, you got problems just because you're from Prince George's County.
Even the prison system is so corrupt here. Like, why? My problem with the prison system is like when people are released, I feel like you shouldn't have to have like this background follow you, unless you're just like maybe like a pedophile or something like that.
Man, you don't know how many jobs I got turned down for because I had a record.
Exactly.
real.
That's
Yeah,
terrible. I think that's a horrible system. Like I think if we say this person is okay to get integrated back to the community, let them be integrated fairly, you know? Because at the end of the day, what happens is it's like they want the same people that come out to go right back in. You know, if you notice that,
They
right?
do
Yeah,
because
that's what they want.
there's a prison
That's the
industrial
plan.
complex. It's a business. They don't teach reform here. Like, a prison is supposed to reform you. If you've been to prison in Switzerland or anything else, they help you get jobs. They let you go home. They do things for you. This place, this is a business. They have to be at least like 50 to 60% capacity at all times, or they try to sue the state.
Especially the private ones that you're speaking of, because so that's why that goes right back to when we were talking about lobbyists. When you lobby a county or a state or a town to build a private jail, you then have to lobby the legislators to create laws so you can fill those jails, because you know a certain segment is going to be doing things. Don't even have to really be illegal, but it could just be a nuisance where you can get arrested to fill that jail up. If you got a corrupt judge or a judge who just wants to go hard and give you 3 years for something that you normally would have gotten a slap on the wrist for, that's designed to fill that jail up, because there's $1 for each prisoner that goes into that jail system. And that's the business plan that you're talking about. But you have to do, that's why you have people in the back. What I was talking about, talking to legislators and having lobbyists work on behalf of the private jail systems.
And they will sue the state if they don't meet the criteria.
Yep. So, you know, you have to learn, and then you have to know what to do. Everybody doesn't, or everybody doesn't have the resources to do it. When I was, you know, I call it a short period of time. There was a lot of guys who was in who still in now. But during that particular time, because I knew coming in, some people I knew from when I was a teenager, because we used to go and box down at Lord. That's back during the time when they had boxing in jails. But because of who my associations were and what I had been doing privately or business-wise out in the world, I came in and everybody, what you doing here? Blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, that's how I go. But a lot of guys didn't have a plan of what they were going to do when they got out. I think Hacker was speaking of that. A lot of guys went right back to what they was doing that got them there in the first place. And some was even working while they were in. They were still doing some things by phone, because a lot of ways you can still hustle even while you're in jail, as people know. But the system is no longer designed to rehabilitate. It's just for punishment. And because it's just for punishment, that's why you now have a business that have been built within the business of jail. Gangs form. They doing business in jail, and it also goes out into the street. Sometimes a lot of the calls, depending on what part of the country you're in, some of the shot callers are still in jail, but they making calls for what's happening out in the street. That has evolved because of the way our system is. It's not made to make you to get you to become a different person. It's made to just punish you, and that's why you got the revolving door. And then you come in. Where you going at? If you done did 10 years, for instance, you're ready to get released. Where are you going if you have no skills? If the people that you once had are no longer your people, or no longer your body, or have passed away themselves, what are you going to do when you come out? You got a couple of dollars if you had any money left from your canteen account. You maybe got a bus ticket. It's goodbye. Where are you going? What are you going to do? So when it used to be schools and things like that, that gave you some kind of structure. But, you know, some people messed that up too. I mean, I think Rich knows of the dudes that were, and well, he wasn't really born yet, I don't think. But there was guys who were doing bank robbery here. And they eventually got caught. But there were school programs that they had at the time. So what they was doing was, when they go to school, instead of getting on a bus and going to the schools, there was a car waiting for them to go do more bank robberies. They do the bank robberies, get back when school is out, come back to the, you know, where they were housed at. So eventually that got found out. And of course, it became a thing where why are we letting prisoners out to go to school, blah, blah, blah. So systematically, things like that got taken out of the jail systems, period. You can't box no more. You can't go to school no more. There's things they won't let you have. So you just got to deal with the prison community. So that's when they started having, you know, you got people being pimped, you got people being extorted, you got people who killing, you got people who, okay, we're gonna take care of your people when they come in, but you got to do this for us while they out here, et cetera, et cetera. So you have the economy that just are adapting to what the situation is as we speak now. And here we are. I don't know how many people have anybody that may be on what I call on vacation right now, but those who are, hopefully they got a support system of some type when they come out. Because chances.
I had a brother who just did 10. He just did 10, and like he was on parole. He had 1 year parole. That nigga, he made it 11 months, and like, Tom, we did everything we could for him, but it's like once that shit lock in, it's hard to get it out, man. Like
he was in
19 days and violated.
You find he was institutionalized?
Yeah, man, I'm talking about like, man, I got him a job. Man, I got him a job the first day he got out. I did everything. Oh yeah, my phone kind of crazy. Let me see.
Your phone all right? Are y'all familiar with the Terrence Johnson case that was down here?
No, I'm not familiar with it.
What about you, Rich?
No, I'm not familiar with it now.
There was a case. I was actually he's from the area that I grew up in, but
what happened?
No, I was saying, are you familiar?
I'm gonna I was gonna let Dondrick finish. You back now?
No.
Now I don't know if my shit gonna work because it's got this new phone and this shit sound crazy.
You sound fine.
Hey, Greg. Hey, Greg.
Yeah.
Greg.
Yeah.
Now my last name Johnson though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but Terrence Johnson.
But nah,
Johnson Bouncer.
Yeah.
You go to hell, man.
Yeah, he was 14 at the time, Rich. He and his brother got stopped here in Prince George's County. I thought I told y'all this, but maybe. Anyway, he got stopped by the Prince George's County police, who were just as bad as the LA police.
That's what I just asked. That's why I just asked you. Did he kill the cops? Did he kill the cops? Yeah, that's why I asked you about that.
Yeah, okay, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah. I asked you that when I first got on. But yeah, I'm familiar with that shit, man. I'm familiar with that whole thing.
So that's what the reason why I was speaking on that is because he was 14 when this happened. They tried him as an adult, and you know he was they put him in the prison system. He had become so institutionalized that even though he could speak very well, could articulate, knew the law a little bit, the lawsuits and the fighting to get him out after 30 years, almost 30 years, was great. It was heavy, but they did let him out. Now, it so happens that my mother-in-law at the time, she was on the board of the parole board down in Patuxent. They did not think he was ready to be released, but the judge who had the case finally thought otherwise, and they released him. Okay, he got out. He was a celebrity, et cetera, et cetera. But because and that's why I was asking about being institutionalized, because he was so institutionalized from 14 up to a 30-something when he got out. No, actually, yeah, about 30-something when he got out.
When he had to try somebody as an adult, Mr. Greg, how's that chosen? How do you know when
they were able to do that? It's just
is there like a ruling that does that, or is it just like
the judge
when they feel like it?
He killed 2 white police officers, a hacker in Prince George's County. That's all you need to know, really. So anyway, he gets out. He got a little celebrity status because of the long fight. It was supposed to have been a book deal. People trying to help, et cetera, et cetera. But the cracks started showing very quickly. He get in an argument with his girlfriend, And instead of, you argue with your girlfriend, y'all settle it. His way of settling it was to hog tie her, gag her, and put her under some steps.
What?
That's what you would do in jail. Because this is how he grew up. He grew up in the jail system. Finally, when all the dope and stuff started fading away, his brother talked him into robbing a bank. And they was in a cul-de-sac. And because although his case was very old, the police in Prince George's County had it in for him. So he knew when they did the bank robbery, they was in a cul-de-sac. It was one way out. By the time they got to the car, they couldn't get out. So he took his own life. But when you think, you got to think about what caused that kind of thinking. And that's what I'm saying. When you're in jail like that, you got to have some kind of help. So when you come out, you'll have some kind of stability in your thinking and what you're going to do. He didn't. He really had people who was just fawning over him because he was a good looking kid and that kind of stuff. And he had a little celebrity status. And, a lot of women, sometimes women are attracted to that kind of danger.
Yeah.
That's all he had. But he didn't have any structure. He didn't have any plan. And inside, even though he could speak very well, inside he thought just like he was still in jail surviving. So we got to think about when we lock people up for that long, particularly when you lock up a kid and you try him as an adult, he's down there with a whole bunch of predators and people who want to do whatever they trying to do to him. I don't know if he ever got hurt in jail or ever got assaulted in any kind of way.
Man, you know how y'all used to do it back in the day. Man, in the 60s, 70s, y'all used to become men taking boys' asses and stuff like that. They trying to, man.
They I don't know if it happened, so I won't say it. I won't
Did you say what? Taking what?
You know how y'all old niggas used to
y'all
do it back in the day.
Old niggas, I ain't fuck with that shit, man. What the hell you doing? Ain't no Diddy, nigga. I don't do no Diddy shit, nigga. What the fuck?
Hey, nobody ever fuck with you like that.
Hey,
that's crazy.
Hey, them niggas in the 60s. Them niggas
Don't be
in the
trying to
60s,
put that charge
70s.
on us.
Them niggas in the 60s or 70s was motherfucking.
Don't put that on Mr. Greg generation, man.
Nah.
Yo,
I'm
serious, yo, you wrong, yo.
Hey, look, hey,
now what Rich is right about is,
look, they used to become men like that. They used to think they was the man, and then this what they would say, man, I'm taking it, I'm not giving it. Man, get the fuck out of here, nigga. You a faggot.
Now, what I was saying, what Rich is saying, that a lot of that did happen. It did that. Now he right on that case. A lot of boys got the manhoods taken from them, and that was sad because it was prevalent. And that's when they started using the chemical saltpeter, I guess they would call it, to try to keep the rapes down.
Just saltpeter.
Because then what happened was lawsuits started coming. Dudes getting raped, and they started suing the prison system. So something had to be done about it, and that was their solution. Put chemicals in your food, separate you. That's why guys, because at one point there was no protective custody, and if you did have it, it was called Punk City. Because you still got somebody can still get at you.
Right. And you 15 years old, 14 years old, going into a system and a lot of niggas not defending kids back then and shit like that. Like nowadays, if something like that happened to a kid or around some people or even somebody think about doing something like that, it ain't gonna slide like that. You know what I'm saying? But back then, you know what I'm saying, them niggas
was prey. If you can't,
you was prey. I really don't think Mike Tyson was lying when he said I'll make you my bitch. I don't think he was playing. I don't think he was playing around. I don't think he was playing. He was showing that he'd disrespect you, nigga, and treat you like a bitch ass nigga. What you
so
is,
you say that's why Diddy had his hand on Mike Tyson's lap?
But if Mike Tyson, But if Mike Tyson ass, he like, man, nah, nigga, I ain't gonna never be your bitch. I'll make you my bitch. That's how them niggas think, man.
What's
It's
sad
a
about
it's a sad way of thinking, but that's
yeah,
how a lot of niggas back then used to think. You know what I'm saying? I forgot. It's like they like gladiators, man. They like
ain't
them
no
niggas
gladiators.
fighting.
what's
Man,
These guys gladiators.
I want to
them
say this
niggas, them.
because
It's a dog eat dog world with them niggas back there.
now see,
Oh man, yo.
but you see what you're saying, Rich?
yeah.
This,
Yo,
this the
nigga
reason
Rich
why.
crazy as
These
shit,
are like
yo.
gladiators.
Rich
But what Rich,
crazy, yo.
But
what
this
Rich
is the
is
reason why
saying, how
Oh
Barack
man,
Obama
yo.
and the Harvard Guard, right?
if you came in through the juvenile system in DC, you was already in gladiator school. So by the time you
Yeah.
came out of that, they really was preparing you to go to the penitentiary because you went through hell in the juvenile system. The juvenile system at that time was just as vicious as the penitentiary was, and that's why they called it gladiator school.
Yeah, gladiator school.
I used to hear about this shit, Boys Village,
Yeah,
all
But
that
this is the
shit.
reason why I hold Barack Obama and the Harvard Guard, right? Because when you think about the legacy of Obama, like, you know, they call him the alphabet president. He did things for this community, that community, but he did a lot of quiet, sneaky things for the black community. One thing I want to mention is the 2010 Fair Sentencing Act, where he eliminated the cocaine and crack disparity. Before, you had to get caught with 500 grams of cocaine to trigger the same sentences that 5 grams of cocaine would trigger, you know? So if a kid on the corner had 5, who's that breathing like that?
2 cents.
That's definitely not 2 cents. But
somebody sleep.
Somebody's snoring or doing, I don't know what's going on. Please mute your mic. So you got 5 grams of cocaine, right? You're a young 16, 17-year-old kid trying to, you know, make your money. You get 5 years in jail, 10 years in jail, mandatory. 500 grams of cocaine trigger the same sentencing. A lot of times a dude get caught with 300 grams of cocaine to get probation, slap on the wrist. So this is what ushered in the mass incarceration and a lot of our brothers going to jail. Now, Obama's the one that ended that disparity, and a lot of dudes came home from that. The second thing that he did, going on Richard's point, as far as I don't even want to talk about it, but the gladiator school and taking the boys and stuff like that, Obama's the one that banned the box and the solitary confinement for kids under 18 years old. He also did something for the federal hiring process that enabled them to, well, basically you can't put the criminal history before the job requirements and what the guy could, the skills and stuff like that. So if you apply as a felon for a federal job, they can't just look up your criminal history and automatically disregard you. They have to look up your skills, look up whatever certificates or any kind of schooling you did, then the criminal history becomes a part of that. And I feel like that's something that never gets talked about with Obama's legacy. Obama also started a mentorship program for young black boys. That doesn't get talked about a lot. So like, yeah, people say he never did nothing for the black community, but if you really, really dig deep, you see a whole long list of things he did, particularly with the federal and state prison system in America. Also, we know about the DOJ investigations into the police shootings and stuff like that. It's the reason why they got body cameras now. So now, like I had a situation on Friday, I spoke about it earlier in the panel. The kid was 13 years old, right? So basically, like I said, basically someone got murdered in front of me, a 15-year-old boy. But next to me was a 13-year-old boy. I didn't know at the time because like I was so tunnel vision because I seen someone hit a corner, they had a gun out, and they started shooting. That's all I was looking at, like just to make sure this dude doesn't try to look in my direction. Thank God he never did. But the kid, as soon as the shooting started happening, the kid grabbed me. So when the kid grabbed me, I brought him down to I brought him down basically. I grabbed him and I held him. Mind you, at the time I'm not known as a 13-year-old boy. I walked off, came back. The kid is like, yo, I'm 13, I'm not in the gang, I'm not affiliated, I'm not claiming nothing. The kid thought I was gonna do something to him. Now that made me realize like, damn, like these are babies out here doing this, right? So Obama's the one that said, you know what? I'm gonna start mentorship programs for these young black boys. And I feel like that's something that never gets brought up or talked about. Like he did a lot of very good things for the black community that people for some reason just choose to gloss over. So when I hear about young boys getting taken advantage of, when I hear about a young brother that spent a lot of time in solitary confinement as a 14-year-old boy, comes out of jail, 20 years, can't readjust, ends up taking his own life. Obama's the one that said, you know what, we're going to stop putting these little boys in solitary confinement. We're going to stop discriminating against felons. We're going to stop disproportionately locking up young Black Americans and giving them 30-year sentences for having a brick of cocaine. So I feel like I just want to give Obama his flowers since we was on that topic, you know?
Yeah, and that's a good thing to do because that changed a lot of things for at least for a while in the system. Because now you can't, where I know in DC, you still can be tried as a juvenile up to 25. And then, well, Norton is gone now, they done tore it down. But at one point there was a just a juvenile wing. But what got bad during the crack era in Maximum down in Lorton, and Rich could probably attest to that because he knows he's from this area, the vast majority in Maximum were young boys from 18 to 25 that had bodies on them. So imagine Lorton was a compound with four separate prisons on the compound. Maximum is where the worst of the worst were. Imagine the worst of the worst are in Maximum, and imagine that they from 18 to 25, because most of them got bodies on them. That's what was happening here in DC, particularly during the 80s and the 90s. That young kid.
But you know what's funny, Greg? A lot of people came home around them times. Like I know a lot of people that came home from being 15, 14 years old, 16 years old. Mm-hmm. They came home from the IRA Act. Basically, if you was under 24, 25 or whatever like that, you basically your brain wasn't developed all the way and shit like that. And I don't watch my celly come home off of doing 30 years. He was locked up, but he was already fucked up. He had like 2 different body charges, beat them, and then when he was 18 years old, they finally stuck one on him and gave him like 60 years, some shit like that. And he came home, and I was happy for him, but a lot of people came home off that shit. If you under 25, 24.
Yeah. I was happy
if you want.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. It's just basically if you under 25, I think.
Come back. And the ones who could change their lives, a lot of the times they didn't have some of the advantages. Like I had a lot of different things that I was already doing that I could pick right back up on after that little stuff happened. That was a disruption for me, more so than a result of how I was moving. I wasn't doing anything at the time that you could say was, under the table, but my associations and affiliations was going to eventually get me caught up in something, which it ultimately did. I understood that from the very beginning, but some of the people were good friends, some of them were relatives. But some guys never had an education before going in, never had any skills before going in, never had much of anything other than the little stuff that they was doing that was getting them some money. And when that's taken away and they got to spend all this time sitting down, they come out, they still don't know how to do anything other than, and depending on how long you've been gone, that's another big problem. You come in, the world done changed on your neighborhood that you used to know is gone. You don't know nothing about cell phones or pagers or things of that nature. The technology, the world keeps moving along while you sitting in. And you come up now, you got to catch up. And a lot of times they don't have it in. They don't have the mental capacity. They don't have the skill sets, so they can't move up. They can't move through it. So they go back to what they was doing. Except even what you was doing, the way that has changed. Because you come out. Let's say if you would go ahead and you.
Man, if you went in 2000 and you get out now, the world is completely different.
You lost. You don't know, and see because they don't allow. Well, they allow it in some jails. You don't have access to the kind of reading material if you even bother.
No, come on, Mr. Gray. They got TikTok channels and everything.
No. I can't. Hey, Greg. I'm not even gonna lie to you, right? a lot of guys that I've been around, I don't know, that been locked up for over 20 plus years, 15 plus years, 30 years. A lot of them niggas be too smart, man. They know everything. They book smart and all types of shit. But
Yeah.
I think it gets to the point where I don't know if they come home and I don't know what happened,
They
but
just recite stuff they
a
read and
lot of them niggas, man, they sit back and I ain't gonna lie, those been the smartest people I ever been around in my life, man. You
It's
know
some
what I'm saying?
smart people who done some dumb things.
They like they different, but it's just I
But a
think
lot of
common.
It's a lot of smart niggas that got locked up because of some other dumb nigga.
It's a
that
lot of smart
snitched.
dumb niggas, Rich.
Yeah, they.
That's what it was. Somebody
sometimes
went
it just
on and
happens.
told.
Yeah,
Somebody told.
yes. It's always something. And somebody can always, that one time they did nothing wrong in their entire life.
Yep.
An opportunity get in their face and you make the wrong decision because greed gets to you. You thinking, I can do this, ain't no problem. And you do it, and now it's a problem. You done destroy. So a lot of times you done destroyed your life from doing just that one little thing, and it don't even. And sometimes what you get from doing the before you get caught, whatever you get from doing it ain't worth the trauma and drama and time that you get for it. I always tell people when I used to talk to when we used to talk to these young dudes. When they was idolizing Rayful and Tony Lewis, Rayful Edmonds and Tony Lewis. And I was talking, because they went in behind after Cornell and Purnell got pulled off the street. I tell them they only had 4 years, a little under 4 years, where they were doing all they were doing with the cars and so forth. But when they got jammed up, they had to give up 35 years. So I asked them, that 4 years was not worth the 35 years of their life that they had to lose inside the prison system. I mean, you go in, your son is about, I think Tony's son at the time was probably about 5 or 6. Next time you see him, he close to 40. So you got to ask them, and you got to keep on telling them what you see in front of you is for it's right now. You got to think long term. What do you want to do with your life, and what is it that you're going to do? Because that 2 or 3 years that you're getting all this money and driving these cars and things of that, and all of us like money and cars. I got money and cars like anybody else. But do you want to get it and have to give it up for what you're doing, or do you want to get it and keep on get it and don't have to look behind your shoulder?
I think they just want to have it and say they had it. They're not thinking about nothing for the future. Hey, y'all want to see some dumb shit real quick? Just real quick. Okay. I'm gonna show y'all some dumb shit real quick.
Something you cool wrote.
Two rich boxers say y'all wouldn't love Tank so much if he didn't go to jail. Black people for some reason idolize jail. Can you tell me what Tank going to jail got to do with anything, bro? Like, that made absolutely no sense. So Tank wasn't famous. Tank wasn't a star till he went to jail. Like, what are you saying with that? I'm unclear about what you're trying to.
Man, that nigga done lost his mind.
If I'm correct, I don't think any of us are glamorizing. We're talking about that it's not a great thing. We're talking about what happens and what the damage that it does. I'm
gonna respect this guy Too Rich because I see sometimes he be making some great points, but I thought Boxing Hacker. I had to talk to Boxing Hacker yesterday about that Tank shit, man. Don't give people the attention, but I kind of think you worse on Boxing Hacker. You way worse than him. If you brought up Tank out of all the shit we was talking about, man, you got really like you got like mental problems, man. Like you got something really fucked up in your head. I don't know how you.
Right, I don't even hate him that much.
I don't know how did Tank come up, but that's kind of
Where's Tupac when you need her? Where's Tupac?
Ain't nobody even talk about Tank,
Oh,
man.
that shit was
And
funny.
this
Hey, you
nigga,
said what
yo,
Juice said?
oh man,
You know,
yo.
Tony, we were on live with Tony yesterday. Tony said he was walking in the woods, and Frequent said we need to find Juke. That's all I remember.
I'm saying it too now. Because Juke would have said the same thing that Rich would just said.
Oh, Rich in the background. Hold up, Rich. Here you go. What up, Rich? Welcome to the panel. What you got for the show?
What's going on? No, the point I was making, it wasn't the shit on Tank. Is to say that we talk about people when they go to jail like, oh, it's dumb. They just dumb criminals. But we idolize jail culture. You see what I mean?
Idolize jail.
I mean,
Tank, listen, that's what I'm saying. Tank is a big star, not just because he knocking niggas out. It's the jail thing too. Same thing with Allen
oh,
Iverson.
come on.
The same
Oh, here
thing
we
with Mike
go.
He was a
Tyson.
star before he
All
went to
those
jail,
people
though.
went. Same thing with Muhammad Ali. When
They were
people go
stars
to
before they went to
jail,
jail.
we idolize them. I'm just saying, this is the truth. We idolize them. When they go to jail, I'm from the street, so I'm just saying the women love it, everybody loves it. Stop playing, y'all listen to all these rap songs and all they talk
But
about
they not
going to
rappers.
jail and murder.
Them going to jail
You
is
call
nothing
them
to
stupid
idolize
and
because that's
jam
not what
to
they
them.
do.
You got to make a choice, which is you love it or you don't love it. You got
No,
to make a choice.
listen to Rich. It depends. We don't idolize a boxer going. Well, I'm not saying we like. I don't idolize nobody going to jail, but I'm saying the culture don't idolize you going to jail as a boxer. They see you as fucking your career up because why are you going to jail? You're not no street nigga. Now, if you're going to jail as a rapper or something like that, then yeah, that's gonna give you street cred and put a notch on your belt because that's the lifestyle you're portraying. So you're kind of like conflating two different things.
Nah, it's to me it's the same thing. The boxer's a rapper now. He's a rapper. If he go to jail, he got street cred. Yeah, I love him.
That's
Shakur them too clean cut. You see what I mean?
Who was that?
Somebody's phone's going on. But I guess he means like, for instance, like when they said Devin Haney goes to like public school or some shit like that. That whole thing where it's like it's a little bit cooler when you're like from the hood or you've been through some shit versus
Yo,
you grew up in a suburbs type life.
It's that bullshit that has been put on us. But you gotta look at it like this. If you grow up in a certain area where as though only thing going on is crime and you inside that fishbowl, all you're gonna see is what's in that fishbowl. And the only thing you gonna look at, a lot of people gonna look at that's gonna look impressive to them, like the money and all of that, but they don't see the reality of the consequences for whatever you do in your actions. That's what the problem is. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're going to see this nigga locked up there. When he got locked up, he had this, and that. You know what I mean? But the problem is they're not seeing the reality of their actions. You know what I mean? Long term. And
I
what's
mean, we
to
gotta hold
come.
some of these people accountable. Like some of these people, some of these little kids or these little boys, like they're aspiring to go to jail. Like I'm telling y'all, like this is what they want to do. They want to go to jail. I know that shit sound crazy, but it's insane. It's like why you think that's cool? Like why do you want to go to jail? Like it's no thought or even I'm not even trying to not get caught. Like I'm just doing whatever. I'm not even thinking like, okay, let me do it this way so nobody won't catch. No, I'm just gonna do it. Like, it's no thinking. They just some crash outs.
Yep.
You know what's sad though? Have y'all ever? I know everybody's seen the first 48.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see actually who you are if you're one of those people in that box where the first maybe hour or so you playing hard, you acting like you gonna handle this. And I guess within that second hour, you start breaking down. You start telling. You start trying to find a way. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what really happened, but it wasn't me. So now you're also dry snitching, and that's the kind of boys who going to jail, even though they think this is cool. by themselves. As you see in those little rooms, you see how many of them break down and fall apart before they ever get those handcuffs put on them to get the official charge. That's what they are when they go in, when they by themselves. Now, some of them done been so wild out here now and don't care. None of that happens to them. But a great deal of them playing this role until they get into that room where they got to find out what's going to really happen. You see them crying. You see them trying to call their mama. You see a lot of that. You see more of that still than you do of the ones who just crazy, who just want to go to jail, want to prove I'm like that. You know, I'm out here, I'm handling it, et cetera, et cetera. Most of them are scared because once you go inside that, behind those bars, it's a whole different world. Whoever you thought you was out in the street, if you ain't mobbed up with somebody once you get in, and a lot of times that is what happened today, you find don't nobody care how many people you done shot, because most of us in here done shot and killed people too. Most of us done been out here moving powder, and most of us done carjackings and more stuff than you ever thought. But they know how to work that system. And if you seen as weak, and any little sign, I don't care what you did out in the street by yourself or with your crew, if you by yourself and you really can't handle that day-to-day hearing those bars slam and shit, got to get up when you don't want to get up. Here, sometimes you're gonna hear somebody getting assaulted or hurt in some kind of way. Can you handle all that mentally? Is that the kind of life that you want? Some guys, you know, they adapt to it. Some guys say, I will never again in life even get a parking ticket. And some guys just, you know, fall apart. But that's what we're looking at. And it doesn't seem to be abated. I think once we change how we operate in society, what we tell our children, we tell our kids, tell the young men, tell the young women, once that begins to change, and they see this life of, you know, out here only has led to a lot of them being dead, because we done lost a whole lot of young people in the last 25 years who should be here. A lot across the country. I mean, if you just look at DC, and we used to have that City Under Siege program, somebody was getting killed or dying every day, and it was in a small area. I mean, when DC was called the murder capital, some people thought that was a nice flex, but that scared the hell out of most people who was here, because if you went to certain clubs, you were almost guaranteed either there was something's going to happen that's going to result in some gunplay, or there was something that's going to lead up to gunplay later on, maybe the following week. This is what we're facing right now, because now we're facing the generation now, because, you know, we're older. We've been in different aspects of our lives, and we're looking back and we're seeing, if you got a 16, 17-year-old, 15-year-old son or daughter, you do have to be worried. Even though you want them to go out and make the best decision and get the best friends that they have and stay away from trouble, you still have to be worried. Like your parents heard 2 sisters to be around you. Let them.
So, Mr. Greg, you sound muffled.
Yeah, you break up, Mr. Gray.
Mr. Greg, you sound muffled.
Breaking up a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just saying, for your sons who like to just stay around you,
yeah,
let them stay around you for a little bit longer. What part of Texas are you in?
Houston.
Oh, you're in Houston. Okay, yeah.
There's a lot of Nigerians in Houston.
H-Town. Oh, absolutely.
That's the capital of Nigeria right there.
Absolutely. They all out here scamming.
Yeah, I'm Nigerian.
Nah, but shout out to everybody that joined me on the panel tonight. I'm getting sleepy.
What y'all doing for New Year's Eve?
I'm going to my brother's house and we gonna kick it, pop some fireworks.
Okay, cool.
What's popping, Mr. Gray? Where the party at?
Well, this time, normally we would go to, you know, some kind of a fair. We did always, but most of the time. Tomorrow we might, after church, because we're going to church in the afternoon, we may go to an opening of a restaurant called Michael's that just opened up in Upper Marlboro. It's supposed to be a new high-end restaurant. A friend of mine, his wife did the interior design for it. So we'll see. I'm not that keen on it just yet. Because
is it like upscale, like Ruth Chris upscale, or what kind of upscale?
It's supposed to be a higher caliber of restaurant than Ruth Chris.
Oh wow, nice.
Now I've seen the design. I've seen it. It was laid out. Her name is Dorica. She does have a lot of stuff on Facebook. Her last name is Hagler.
Related to Marvin.
Like Marvin's last name. I don't think I know her husband and his two brothers. I know it's the older brother the most because we're in the same age group. But she does great work. I've seen a lot of her work, her interior design work, and she did this particular restaurant. So I've seen it online. I haven't been there. I'm concerned about whether or not, it's from what I read of the reviews when they had the first grand opening, they talked about how good the place looked, but some of the things they said about it, such as service is kind of slow, food lukewarm. It's like it'll be a high-end restaurant.
Only the ambiance is good. The food is not that good, then, right?
Yeah, you can't have that going on.
Yeah,
it gotta be. If you're being 5-star, that's what it's supposed to be.
I hate restaurants like that. Like I remember going to a restaurant where they did like a la carte and all the food was small. And then I left that restaurant, spent so much money there.
You would say all the food was small.
Yeah, like they give a little portion, like little toys or something. Like here's a piece of leaf with egg on it. I'm like, what the hell is this, right? I left that restaurant, went to McDonald's, and I felt like that was the best dinner. I was so hungry.
You have to be wise now. I don't care how much money you have now. Everything has almost doubled in price.
Yes.
So if you go to one of these high-end restaurants, even for brunch or something like that, or a hotel, and you're spending about $250 for two people, you can't help but think, we could have bought groceries for about 3 weeks with two.
And the food I cook tastes better, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what you just said, 2 Cent, because I will
say Ruth Chris's steak is really good. Is that steak?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, their steak is, no matter how I make steak, I can't make it like their steak.
But I like what 2 Cent said. I love food that's cooked with love.
Yeah.
It just has a taste to it that you can't duplicate in a restaurant.
You just can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rather have 5-star taste.
And they charging more for the food and using cheaper ingredients. I hate it.
Yep, and you pay a lot of money. So if you do, once in a while you're gonna splurge because you feel let's go ahead and do this because you have it. But when you become more conscious of what you're spending money on and whether it's really, really, really worth it. And in today's world, because everything has just jumped up in price, it's not always that anymore. That's just how I feel about that. But we'll see. Tomorrow's is the day.
Today.
Happy
New Year's Eve, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year to all of you.
Oh, I forgot to show y'all this real quick.
Yeah, show us.
Real quick.
Welcome to 2 Cents Boxing, where the gloves come off and the truth gets thrown. Live Sundays for the review show, Tuesdays for After Dark, and Fridays, Ladies Night. Got a wild clip? Send it in. I'll give you my 2 cents. Hit that subscribe. Let's talk about it.
All right.
That is my new virtual co-host. We trying to pick a name for her. So far we got Ringside Rhonda, Penny, and Keisha. So I'm taking suggestions for her name, and then 2 coins.
I kind of like Ringside Rhonda.
You like Ringside Rhonda?
I kind of like that one.
Okay, and look, I might do it. You like which one? Penny?
I like Penny. Yeah, because you call it 2 cents, right? It makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, like you said Penny. Okay, I like that
Penny.
one too.
Yeah, Penny makes
Call
sense.
her Penny.
And
like the girl from what was that show called? Good Times.
I might do a pop-up live tomorrow because I wanted to go over my casual awards categories. I know everybody doing their award shows and they fight of the year and all of this. Listen, we doing casual. We doing casual awards over here. So far, I got the best dressed, the troublemaker of the year, the hypocrite of the year, and the most overhyped performance of the year.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
So
The fix is it, people.
Devin got my vote for like 3 categories.
So I'm gonna work on that, and I'm definitely going to come back on tomorrow. Probably do a pop-up live. So make sure you got your notifications on. If you don't have them on already, let me know and drop it below your 2 cents. If you got
what's tomorrow? You mean tomorrow as today or tomorrow as New Year's Day?
Today, later on today.
Today, okay.
Boxing Hacker.
Right, yeah.
If you got a name for the new co-host, let me know and drop it below. And that's it. I'm sleepy, so we're not gonna go around, let everybody get their 2 cents off. Shout out to y'all.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right, good night. Good night. Thank y'all for joining me on the panel today. I really, really appreciate it. One more time, let them know when they can catch me again.
Welcome to 2 Cents Boxing, where the gloves come off and the truth gets thrown. Live Sundays for the review show, Tuesdays for After Dark, and Fridays, Ladies Night. Got a wild clip? Send it in. I'll give you my 2 cents. Hit that subscribe. Let's talk about it.
Well, I'll give you my 2 cents. But J-Man say I like them awards categories. Yeah, man, we was gonna come up with some more together tonight, but you know, the conversation went a different way. It was a good conversation. I didn't want to derail it. But if you're listening to the replay, or y'all listening, go back and listen to the replay. If you have any ideas for any categories, let me know and drop it below. Let me know and drop it below. And we'll come on here tomorrow and do the casual awards. 2 Cents Boxing Casual Awards. So those are good ones, man. I just thought of them off the dome too. I gotta think about some more categories. But listen, shout out to everybody that joined me today. Shout out to everybody that helped support the channel by dropping their 2 cents below in the Cash App or leaving it below in the super chat. I greatly, greatly appreciate your support to the channel. It definitely means a lot to me. We got some new things coming up in 2025. I'm gonna be trying to expand the channel, make it more entertaining, more interactive, just more creative. Do you know what I'm saying? Do some different things is which I see on these other boxing talk shows to separate myself. If you listen to the replay, be sure to hype up this video. Mr. Greg say Happy New Year's Eve and everyone be safe. Oh yeah, shout out to everybody. Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve. I'm about to hop off this internet, think of a couple of more categories, and then we're gonna come on tomorrow and pick some winners. But listen, if you don't want your host all in the videos, cussing you out, kicking you off the panel, leaving you in the background, muting you when you're trying to talk, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.